It just feels more like it's just a really good hero. I guess one really good thing about it is Mirana arrow combos. Like if somebody's stunned for 5 seconds, throw the armor on him. Throw the ice cold embrace, and physical immunity against Venge damage is potentially very good too.
Are there any kind of heroes you think OpTic have in mind to deal with the Storm, counter him?
Well, they're looking at a potential core or potential support, so they're flexible there at least. Obviously, you'd want something instant. They are really lacking for disables. Makes this very difficult with only CM being there, but I assume they'd want something more mid-game focused, less than like a lane winner.
10 seconds remaining.
It's
I'm not sure.
They're looking a bit like a mid laner, because I would say like Ursa, Bloodseeker, Wyvern, whether these are supports or cores, none of these heroes strike me as heroes like, oh yeah, they're going mid against Storm.
Yeah, that's a good point actually.
Ursa may be good because of the nature of Storm coming in close quite a bit, but I think CCNC even played Ursa in one of the earlier games against like a TA mid, I want to say.
Against Storm sounds kind of dangerous though.
Yeah.
Especially with a little support roam, or if the creep wave's in a bad position, he wouldn't be able to pressure properly. Although maybe not true though, because the stacks do last a very long time, so if you lane control in a good way and don't push too much, maybe you could chase down. Yeah, Huskar would have made a lot of sense.
It's not a stun, but yeah, it's like a hero that can just crush the lane, and we've seen CCNC bust it out a few times. He did it super major and surprised some teams and just won the game off of a good laning stage.
Would have been a cool pick.
I mean, standard CCNC here could just be something like a Lina or a TA. But Lina actually has a disable and lockdown, which may be something they desire against the Storm.
Yeah, that's true. I'm not feeling super confident with Linas. I guess I would give him a tower hitter as well, so maybe that is going to be the straightforward way to go. What about TNC's side, though? I guess they have... I mean, the Storm's likely going mid. Feels like Avenge, Dark Willow dual lane, Mirana, and then they have another core matchup. So it'd have to be somebody that probably, ideally, lanes well against Bloodseeker and Ursa, fits both those bases, doesn't get crushed by Ursa.
I mean, much like OpTic, they can also be pretty flexible with their last pick, to some extent. Venge can be a core or a support, but mostly we've seen the support Venge, so 5-position Venge with a offlane Dark Willow Mirana. Definitely a couple different options as far as they're concerned.
Initiation-wise, they still have some issues on TNC, I guess, outside of like Venge, short-range stun, or a swap into stun. They're a bit limited here. And laning-wise, it's not always the easiest thing to grab kills with, so maybe something
I was just about to say Wraith King. I was like, they need a tanky frontliner, they want kind of a stun, and it's a carry most likely, so Wraith King always comes to mind. I love playing Wraith King against Bloodseeker because you just don't care if you get ruptured, you turn Blade Mail on, you run around, and then you have Reincarnation, so it doesn't really matter. And
I'd argue against Ursa, it's kind of the same thing, because even though, yes, he can continue attacking, if he uses his ultimate, if he uses Overpower, once you lose your Overpowers, if you're not using it, prepping it, that's another 10 seconds until you get a lot of damage out, so like the Wraith King pick.
It's potentially a melee hero against Ursa, but it's not too bad because you have skeletons, and the skeletons, if you stun Ursa and get skeletons on, he's going to take a lot of damage in the laning stage. He doesn't have good ways of clearing out those skeletons. But OpTic, last pick is going to be the Alchemist. We've seen a few Alchemists here and there, mostly pretty successful. Miracles won a game today with it. Sumail played it yesterday. There's been some other Alchemist picks as well.
On paper, it's a hard carry Wraith King, but we'll see if that ends up transitioning the same with the builds. But definitely seen a lot of like Blink Dagger, Blade Mails into like AC stuff. We've seen a couple Ag Scepters, which has been kind of fun to see. But definitely a good hero for pressuring. And I guess the lane I'm most curious about is, can CCNC do well against the Storm Spirit? I'm not sure how that matchup ends up going typically, but worst case, either hero can just dish and go jungle. Better for Alchemist usually, but yep.
Interesting drafts coming out, and definitely an important game for both these two teams, both sitting on 50% records. OpTic 3-3, TNC 4-4. A win for either of these two teams in the series will elevate them into top 3 of their group, just like that, because of how competitive and close this Group B currently is.
You know, normally when this best of 2 format doesn't reward like the 2-0 giving you 3 points or whatever, usually those 1-1s don't feel too bad. But right now, as close as TI is, a 2-0 is massive. Yeah, like absolutely massive. The amount of separation you could get if you can just close out a 2-game series is absolutely tournament affecting.
Probably a lot less stressful to just play once you get like a 2-0 as well. Like, okay, you've got a win, you've got a tiny bit of breathing room between the teams below you, and it just feels like, okay, weight off our shoulders. You know, we're pretty solidly in the top 3-4. Yeah, we got to keep on getting some wins, but you're just not going to feel like, holy shit, you know, Last place is 3 wins. We have 3 wins. What's going on? We're 3-3. How are we tied with last wins? Even though last place is 3 wins, 5 losses. Doesn't really feel like there's too much separating these teams.
Yeah, and they'll get into the game though. Curious how the other lanes will go. Probably aiming to match.
Always got tip CNC.
It's important to trade hits, guys.
Wow.
Thank you, CC. I'm glad you liked my joke too. I held back from zooming out my camera. It was real hard. I was very close. I was like, you know what? This would be a great time to just slide my finger on the mouse wheel.
What are we looking at in terms of lanes? Raven is actually going to be pairing up with the Willow. So this is a pretty strong dual lane. And while it is Raven, kind of the carry player on the Wraith King, there's a hero that has been played mostly as a 3. And I feel like even Raven is going to be going a bit more kind of frontline, blink, survivability. I mean, Blade Mail Radiance could come out, but it's much more about the Storm having a good game this game than the Wraith King himself.
Yeah, especially because OpTic doesn't have that many stuns. I think that would be the easiest way to kind of get out of control. Start picking off Winter Wyverns, picking off some CMs, and maybe even helping to initiate to start some chain stun on Ursa, because that is definitely one of the best things TNC is going for it.
Yep.
So many stuns, and that's usually the solution, Ursa.
Bottom Bounty Rune, bit of a clash coming out. Wyvern's going to get kind of caught. He doesn't actually walk into the Bramble Maze, and he sidesteps that one. Misplayed by Tim's kind of to not just get it popped on top of him.
Gods, why doesn't he just fly over the Bramble Maze? Like, how stupid can you be to just like fly through this like thorny looking thing?
It's one of those, you know, I'd humor you, but there's just so many things you can point at in Dota. You're like, this wouldn't work in the real world.
There's a lot of flying heroes actually that are very similar. Yeah. I can hover, but not that high.
They're gonna get some good harass up top on Pycat as he walks by. Annoying stuff. No, just kidding. Not really that much harass. It looked like it was gonna be worse.
Because he could juke through. I guess he doesn't have a stout shield or a quelling just yet, but he gets through just fine. Same principle. Always the arrow on the range creep as Imrana.
I mean, range creeps and eyes are a lot of experience taken away from the enemy if you can get them in. We'll see OpTic secure that one, but they can just push out the lane. They're even spamming the wave of terror, so it seems like they really want to just push the wave and probably go for this side pull on the big camp, which, unlike the game we cast before, has not been blocked.
Instant mango usage here for Peter, but he's just trying to lower attack speed and get as many last hits as possible. On the mid lane, Armel pushing up his lane too, 2-2. CCNC at 3-0, but he did get the benefit of the bounty runes, so it's slightly better than his opponents. It's
crazy how Dota's changed. It used to be don't push the lanes, keep the equilibrium, and now it's like the opposite.
Yeah.
Push lanes, pressure heroes, get these double creep waves under their tower and glyph them and try and dive them for kills. Utilize these side pulls because we push the lane. It's like just so different to even just, you know, 9 months ago.
Yeah, absolutely. It's all about can you land the deny and the creep, basically. If you do that, then you're in a good spot.
Yep. That was a range creep deny down bottom.
I missed
good stuff.
Missed him, man.
How dare, that's terrible kind of courage. We're gonna have to find someone new.
Oh, this courage is dead.
Wow, that's pretty major miss micro.
That was yeah, massive mistake, and that was somebody's items too, but they're gone. For 3 whole minutes. 3-3 could get this kill though. Big slows on Raven. He's got another slow here, and that's gonna be a big one.
Wow. Tim's gonna salve up himself with the Shadow Realm, but that's first blood, so they lose the courier, but they get a kill, somewhat negating the damage that's been done.
So if I'm on OpTic side, I'm actually relatively happy with this, because out of all the heroes that I'd want to have a gold advantage, it would definitely be Ursa in the lane versus the melee hero, because if he gets this movement speed advantage, then this is going to happen every single time that Raven approaches the creep wave.
Yep.
He's just going to get chased down, and he's going to take way too much damage as the low armor hero.
And the other hero who's not really being pressured and having a good time is actually Alchemist is farming just fine against Storm. I say that he's about to get bullied a little bit. Armel going for the solo kill. CCNC does not dodge the Remnant. Okay, it was fine up until then. He was even on CS, and then suddenly he loses a whole creep wave.
I mean, as soon as...
Oh, he's dying to tower. I was like, what are you doing? Wow. He gave the kill.
Well, he did that for the same reason that supports him in doing this earlier.
Yeah.
If he stays in the lane, instantly Alchemist is full HP. So now players are actually just realizing, if I get the kill, I lose the lane sometimes. We've seen it happen multiple games. So Starfall not going where SamH wanted it, but still grabbing the CM kill. And so if that is only 142 gold spread across the whole enemy team, absolutely worth it for the full HP reset. That's cheaper for him, especially if he buys out, than having to fly out a salve and wait for that.
Okay. No, absolutely agree, and I like it. I mean, it was a little bit worse than what we've seen because the fact CCNC actually had previously done damage, so he still got credited the kill. But
did he? Okay.
Yeah, that's why it felt a little surprising. But maybe he thought CCNC wasn't going to get the kill. Ultimately, though, it is so important. If Alchemist re-TPs back in the lane and Storm has 0 mana and like 2/3 HP, Alk is going to free farm. So he's now able to. He spent all his money, he lost no gold, and he's able to bully the Alchemist the second he comes back. So
I guess what I'm more curious about is, did he get experience from it? If he gets experience, I'd say maybe not worth it, but I'm sure Armel is on top of this here, and he's doing a great job just bullying CC. And this is what he's doing. He's trying to get behind CC. That way he has to walk past these remnants. So he's got to balance, do I get the last hits, or do I just sit back and stay out of experience rage? And it's kind of working, I guess, for Armel's advantage. He's 5.5 right now.
Armel's a very fun mid play to watch. Very aggressive, very mechanically skilled, and I mean, SEA is full of these skilled mechanical mid players, and he's replacing Cuckoo as their former mid player, who was a flashy player in his own right. Definitely some big shoes to fill, and Armel's done fantastic stuff. But
well, Zai sitting here kind of wants to affect the lane, but it's really difficult.
That ward was immediately pinged out. They know it's there. Unless they'll just ping Zai, but I believe they saw him actually plant it. The Radiant Ward had vision down the entire little
He's already got the
alley.
sentry too. Yeah, he's going to realize now it's going to be a bad time in a second here.
Tim's even buying them for him, so happy times.
Yep, and there comes the D-Ward. Fresh one. Instantly killed. I mean, either way, it still does buy CC a couple last hits, so can help a little bit. And here comes the Bounty Runes getting back to the bot lane a little bit late.
Got to try deny as many of those from Alchemist as possible, and it looks like he's going to get 0 of them.
Yeah.
One still remains unpicked up, but that's on the TNC side of the river, so nicely done by TNC to secure those.
So that's definitely a great principle of your lane is not going very well somewhere else, and it forces somebody to rotate, and then that means your lane doesn't go as well. Because if Zai doesn't go all the way to mid lane there, he probably sets up for the Bounty Runes, and then maybe CC gets more
mid lane. Rotation coming in from Tim's. Amel's hit level 6, but there's instantly a rotation from Zai himself, and Amel needs to be careful. He's actually got the Thirst giving vision, and Amel will scurry away from the Winter Wyvern, unable to kill CCNC.
That was kind of helpful for Quinn there, that the
top lane, meanwhile,
creeps blocked it.
With the Thirst stacks coming out because of how low Storm got, Lycat suddenly able to go a little bit more aggressive, getting around plus 30-ish damage. Decent bit of movement speed, but just level 2 Thirst.
So Zai level 3 kind of performing some roaming stuff, and this is one of the things you can really do if you do have an Ursa that has a lane that goes this well. So I guess that's one of the benefits of what's going on with them. Kind of really trying to hurt him into the silence AoE here, but as soon as the creep wave comes, on a Splinter Blast, so...
Back at bottom, Ursa was having a good time, but now he's going to find a big rotation coming his way. Again, the Bramble Mace is completely missing. Doesn't catch him at all despite the initial stun setup, but they should still get the kill. Yep, Raven's got a second stun to make sure they get it. Picks up his treads, some of the skeletons and everything.
Well, on the bright side, they did burn some leaf charges. It's not all bad for them, but Cuckoo super wrapping around here trying to get CC.
Yeah, it doesn't have ultimate. He used it previously. Amel thought about bowling in, but once the TP was spotted, he decided better of it. If he gets frostbitten under a tower or something there, it could have gone very poorly for him.
Yeah, that one was a little hard. His mana wasn't that high. CC still had a stick as well, so I'm not sure he would have gotten picked off there, but he's doing a good job at least. Every single time the creep wave comes forward, he drops the acid spray, kills the enemy creeps as fast as possible. That's going to make it so it's harder to go for those dives.
Back at bottom, there was a Shadow Realm TP out from Ursa.
Okay.
One thing OpTic particularly have done well is deny these runes from Storm. Storm went for a bottle, and the last 2 runes have not been picked up by him. Pikehead going to die up top, but the 6 and 4-minute rune were both picked up by other heroes. One by TNC, but it's because OpTic's pressuring these 2-minute runes that Storm has been unable to get these high impact plays going here in the early game.
Yeah, that's true. If you compare Sumail's Storm, for example, he got some really impactful runes. Maybe some luck there, but also that he lane controlled enough to grab the runes and then made good plays with them. So, absolutely helps. I'm sure they wish they had bounties though.
That's true.
Propel them a little bit faster. And if we look at net worth, he's still pretty separated actually. He's got a good net worth lead on the Storm here. So I don't think he's too upset with how things are going.
Oh yeah. Oh, top of the net worth chart where you like to be. He's able to fall back to the jungle, treads, Aquila. That's kind of all you need. He gets the double sack going now as well. very good, consistent farm coming out his way. He is farming underneath the ward, which is where he will perhaps have to be careful later on once TNC get a bit more aggressive rotating around the map.
Oh, this is a good one. He got elf wolves and he got a mud golem stack, so that was a lot of gold
the value
falling
camp
into his lap. And either way, I feel like Quinn's got to feel at home when he plays Alchemist, because it's kind of similar to a hero like TA that he usually plays a lot. It's like go into the jungle and be efficient there, and if he's used to doing that, it might be easier to hit in these patterns and just pick up items really quick.
Now smoking up, looking to rotate in on him. This is two supports, both level 4 though. CCNC's got 900 health. I don't know if they got the damage to kill him. Maybe with the Storm Thrower, he balls in from afar. The root stops him getting from the shrine to the shrine as well. And that may tip off the fact there's a ward somewhere in the neighborhood, but not necessarily.
They also placing sentries to block camps, which is a really good move to do. They did that in the other clump.
Popsy in range so he doesn't get stunned by the Cursed Crown, but there's a secondary stun from Cuckoo to follow it up. Raven's also got another Wraith Fire Blast as well. They bring down Ursa, so 33 after his strong start. His first blood has died a couple times now in the last few minutes.
Oh, gets the root off though, unfortunately. That means Rupture's going to be late, and this is going to be a lot harder to snag as a kill.
Yep. Sam H will take the Thirst. He's still scouted out here, and the Splitter Blast's going to land, but doesn't look like it's going to kill him immediately. Sam H Starstorming and knows he's kind of dead here. Tried to leap forward, but didn't really get away from the Bloodseeker in time.
That was actually pretty cool. Zai's Arctic burn damage pulled the creep to the right, otherwise they wouldn't even gotten that second Splinter Blast off. I don't know if he did that one on purpose, but just a feature of the damage over time aggroing the creep, so that was pretty cool. Alex still in the jungle though, pretty standard for him. And at least his team is keeping the enemies busy. That and his tier 1 tower that no longer is alive.
Yep.
But ultimately he's on a safe part of the map, it'll be alright. There's Storm though, not looking great for Zai. PPD also a little out of position perhaps, but they're fighting for bounty runes, and they do get a silence on Storm. They'll grab the other one across the river from that. Is that going to be it? Just a single bounty? Oh. And a Crystal Maiden. Okay. So still really good move
CM kill
from TNC though.
Yeah, once it seems, you know, they're really keeping tabs of these bounty runes with the Alchemists in the playing field. Problem is, you know, they're grouping up, they're contesting these bounty runes, but they're also not going and contesting the Alch's farm. They did gank him once, but it's like, oh, we gank him once, and then the second he respawns, he's back to farming. They're not controlling the map. Against Alch, I always feel like a 1 or 2 ganks doesn't stop a hero from farming. It's the constant pressure and like aggressive vision that's going to do a whole lot more.
I was sure Cuckoo was going to TP there. He's going to 100% die.
Yeah.
Bit of a mistake.
Blocks another camp with a sentry, but that's going to get dewarded.
Okay, so it was only a sentry that went down.
Yeah,
at least,
so this is the game plan. Block his jungle. They've blocked camps on the right side, camps back over near the shrine on the north side.
The hard part though is like, yes, pulling like a large camp into a medium camp is great and all, but it feels like the medium camps are a bit better, I guess, outside of like Troll Warlords, because the medium camps you get so many little small dudes to kill. Yep. Maybe I'm overselling this a little bit, but it's not like he kills stuff that fast. He's gonna spend more time walking, I guess. It's definitely a benefit, but I just feel like it maybe is better to kill him, but that's maybe not possible. Yep, another D-ward coming.
PPD, that's an observer as well, so golden experience for him. And immediately sentry. Cuckoo's just like, whatever, don't care. We're dealing with that. We're taking this Alchemist problem, tackling it head on.
Yeah, rotating some heroes. So, oops, I'm zoomed out. My bad, guys. Sometimes it just happens. Old habits. Oh, the root from the neutral. This could be his death. Oh, he's being attacked, but he doesn't take damage from the neutrals. They are on a different team, and he's going to get out. That was pretty sick, though.
What team's that?
The neutral team.
Well, there's Radiant, there's Dire. Did the neutrals not get their own team name?
They are a third team. Okay. I hate everybody or something. Except for each other.
You know, that's bias against neutrals. I mean, equality here in Dota.
It's true. And now with that tier 1 tower top, it seems like TNC just has massive control of the map. And if anything, I look at the OG wards and I'd say they're maybe a bit misplaced. They're all very aggressive. It just makes me think back to the EG game and how much they defensively warded to get control of their map. And they're defensively de-warding, but it feels like you maybe need both.
Yeah, they are still looking pretty good in terms of the Alchemist farm, so it's going to come down to what can TNC do now, because this is kind of go time for them in a lot of ways. Armel's got his Kaya. He's also got a regen rune, so he's going to be hunting for kills. Finds PPD, but CCNC is right next to him, so it doesn't look like he wants to go fully commit in that middle lane. Meanwhile, the rest of TNC with Storm showing mid, they're actually up top, so seeing what they can find.
3-3 trying to push out the bot lane, but it kind of feels like to me that Alchemist would rather be down there. Whole enemy jungle to farm. They've got observer wards in position as well, so at least they can feel able to grab creeps there, but SamH is going to stop the split push and still sitting around CC's about
TNC and
800 away.
TNC are going to farm this Ancient stack. Interesting way to use a regen rune just to constantly heal yourself up. He's tanked like, you know, 2,000-ish damage here from this Ancient camp, but because of the regen rune, he's maintained his full health.
Even still, it's not like Alk is going to be able to kill that anytime soon.
That's very true. Oh, Winter's Curse into a Blood Right. This is one way to control the Storm, and it's going to get the silence off, and they're going to bring him down. The Terrorize comes a little bit too late. Bramble off the Terrorize. That catches 3 of them, but not going to see a follow-up there. Nice little bit of play, recognizing that Storm was completely alone and out of position if they could get that Blood Right off.
Another great D-ward here for Peter, and there's lots of sentries still in the jungle, and some of them are blocking camps, but not nearly as much ward division as they had before, and this means that it's going to be very, very short until the Alk Radiance comes up. A minute till next bounties. Maybe they can succeed at getting more than one this time.
Now we're looking elsewhere. Raven going for a fast Blink Dagger on Wraith King, has a Blade Mail queued up next.
He's quite farmed. And Storm as well, actually.
Yep. Yeah, Storm's in a fine place. Even Moran is out farming the other 2 cores, the Bloodseeker, the Ursa of OpTic Gaming.
Did they see this? I don't think they did.
There's
they
a
knew there was a sentry, was why. That's why they were pinging. They're scanning, they spot CC, so...
Yeah, well, they actually get him here. They're invis up with the Moonlight Shadow. Raven already killed PPD on the Crystal Maiden, and CCNC gets bursted down, taken out by a Raven crit. Very nicely played.
That was a huge death. Kind of interesting that they're spread out enough to initiate on the 2 heroes at the same time. I thought it was just going to be PPD on this Crystal Maiden going down there, but the fact that they caught both heroes was absolutely worth it for them. Yep. And a rare moment where OpTic felt like they had a little bit of map control, but again, it kind of plunged into another death for Alchemist.
It was a pretty heads-up play from Cuckoo, because he's the one that just ran past and kind of ignored the fact there was a Crystal Maiden and found the Alchemist, and it's like, hey, guys, forget the Crystal Maiden. Let's do this. Bounty runes are going to go 3-1 split again, it looks like.
Yeah.
See, getting majority of them. Tim's is going to run to some heroes. Winter's Curse and the Blood Right at top Bounty rune once again. Stopping him using Shadow Realm. He may still get it off when this Blood Right wears off, but no TP. So, will be his death. Eventually, I feel.
Yeah.
Unless they want to let him live, because they are afraid.
They can't do anything.
They could have killed him, but...
no, they were actually feared, though.
I mean, after the fear.
Oh, okay. I mean,
they don't know what we know, which is that Tim's was actually completely alone.
Yeah,
so
he was very separated at that point too. They would have had to run like a Blink Dagger's distance to initiate.
Yeah. The rest of the TNC team was on the bottom side of the map, which we know, but OpTic Gaming themselves didn't entirely have full info of.
I'm sure there's been a couple games where they're like, oh yeah, I can absolutely get this kill, and then they end up feeding because they stayed just a little too long.
It's a level 7 Dark Willow. It's not going to net you that much gold or even create that much space for you at that point. Storm, oh, he knows they're in these trees. Pycat in a lot of trouble here. Has 1900 gold. We'll see if he wants to spend any before he dies. Doesn't look like he will. Yeah, buys a couple pieces, and Zai himself will just TP on back home. TNC starting to string together quite a few kills here, and significant damage to the Alchemist's economy with his deaths, as well as all of the sentries and invasion in general of OpTic's jungle. It's kind of limited CCNC just to farming these 3 camps over by the Dire Triangle.
And even those have been blocked a lot of the time.
Yes.
Too, so.
And just Ancients themselves are just not really value farm for an Alchemist. You're always hoping to farm the small or medium camps. Even a large camp, things that are just a lot easier and more efficient to kill.
So as we saw in the last little storm dive, that Bloodseeker can't really do that much to protect himself, and if Winter Wyvern is also on cooldown, that's also difficult to snag. The Observer did spot them going for a smoke here, so we'll see if Tim's tries to interrupt or somebody else on TNC maybe. He's got Terrorize again, so if things get messy, got a way out, but they also have an Observer and they see him moving back and forth, so they're trying to find a way to get high ground here and initiate on him, but not get caught.
Yeah, it's like if Ursa blinks in, he can just insta Shadow Realm react. The lack of stun and initiation on OpTic side makes it very hard for them to make some space for CCNC now. He has finished his Radiance kind of on the bottom side of the map.
Raven blinking forward, really bad for him actually.
Oh, he does have the Blade Mail, so he returns some damage. Is going to reincarnate, but he may just die a second time here. He's right by the tower. He's gone on by the Unstable Concoction of the Alchemist, and well played by OpTic to punish his over-aggression.
And if anything, it was just a misread on where they were on the map. I mean, they knew there was a smoke, but Raven blinked forward to hit creeps, probably expecting a smoke somewhere else. And as soon as you see an aggressive blink like that, it's just straightforward. You know that if you kill him right away, he's not going to have a blink afterwards. And they throw everything on him under the tower. They've got detection, they've got everything they need. So that was a great pickup. They do still have to worry about Storm, but on the bright side for them, Armel is rushing a Bloodstone this game, which... Do you think this is the right choice? Because I kind of feel like if he has Orchid, he's just going to start solo killing any hero he wants. But now because he's going Bloodstone, yes, he's got mana, but he can't easily defend himself from getting stunned.
I think against, what, Bloodseeker's Blade Mail and Alchemist is roughly around a similar time. Maybe he's just thinking there's not easy kills for him.
Just like he would have Orchid right now.
Yeah.
His Perseverance is like, what, 1600, and then there's another 2.5. So he's very close. I feel like he could have it. No idea about Roche being taken.
They could contest this with Reincarnation down, I feel, if they knew about it. But they're just going to be here a little bit too late. They're gathering up for perhaps a smoke, but this is going to be too little too late.
And it'll definitely be an Aegis on Storm Spirit, which is a little scary, and especially because their ways to kill Storm are a bit limited. If they have to burn a Winter's Curse and do a Silence just to get a kill on that guy, then it'll be even harder to kill him the second time. But Manta's up on Alchemist, at least he's queuing up a Blink Dagger now, so they will have many stuns to follow.
Yep. This little pickup for him, as we'll see Storm's Bloodstone also completed, so the Aegis, he can really just go... Without the Orchid, it makes these kills harder to get, but if he finds like a CM or Wyvern type hero, he probably feels pretty confident he can kill them.
Is this a double bounty rune for OpTic Gaming? Incredible.
It's game-changing.
He's getting 280 per bounty there, so 600 gold swing there for him, and now the game's pretty even gold overall, but it's very heavily on the Alchemist here, net worth wise. And it's like what?
Yeah,
it's like a third of their team, so it's actually half. He has half of their team's gold right now. That doesn't really feel good until he has like an Octarine to me. Like, a Manta Radiance just feels so vulnerable if they catch you at the right time with your ulti down, for example. But as long as he doesn't get caught out of position, keeps farming up, finishes his Octarine, he's definitely going to farm fast and push lanes and team fight.
TNC have actually smoked up from top and seem to be moving once again. This bottom side of the map where Radiant often, take over that top part, so this could catch some of these heroes by surprise, particularly CCNC.
Yeah.
Is he gonna TP out? He's turned his Radiance off, not to maybe give away his position. Turns it back on though, so maybe not quite sure what's going on. And the second Storm shows bottom, he's TPing out.
Yeah, it's both teams kind of
play.
There's basically two places that their opponents could go. They're either going to dive the tier 2 top or look for Elk. So Elk read that correctly and ended up avoiding the problem. He actually doesn't use his Manta here, but maybe okay because his whole team is in the area.
He's not afraid in any way. CCNC is going to take the Observer Ward, gets bonus. 28 gold for the Observer Ward even.
Watch out. I think at this point, OpTic's got to feel good, right? They've got the lanes decently pushed out. They still have all their tier 2 towers. They've got really good ward control in the areas between their towers, which means that it's going to be harder for their opponents to find their guys solo, at least.
I think they feel good, but like they can't play too aggressively because of the fact that Ursa and Bloodseeker are both having a rough game. I'm sure Pycat and 33 are like, yeah, I'm kind of under farm, guys. Do I need to go farm, or like, what's the plan? Like,
yeah, I suppose
this is the Alchemist effect, kind of. Cuckoo have mid, gone on and rooted up, will be brought down. Just a quick bench pick. Alk will end up stunning himself.
And basically they just can't take this fight because they're all spread out. Armel is going to cut the creep wave mid, which is actually a great move here. Can't stop backdoor protection or create backdoor protection on a tier 1, but
they're coming to defend. Raven CP's in with the stun to start things off. One CCNC. He's got the Chemical Rage up still. The Terrorize falls up, catches out Ursa. The Wraith King Reincarnation is going to slow him all down. Ball in from Storm, catches the Wyvern. No curse immediately, at least. Armel, he gets cursed up finally. That could save Zai's life. He looks for the TP out. Ursa see him already dead. And the fight not over as the Bloodseeker does help finish off Cuckoo, but he now needs to find a way out of this one. Storm gets stunned up trying to pursue Pycat, who gets stunned by the Cursed Crown. That's a third casualty on the OpTic side, who have only managed to kill the Venge.
Twice.
That's true. That's twice.
Super bad fight for them. Well, not super bad. Bad fight for them, but yeah,
pretty bad.
Two massive Venge kills.
Yep. And they lost the tier 2 bottom. Wraith King summoned Skeletons bottom to push and take the tower, and then TP'd mid to defend.
I mean, the start of the fight was pretty good with the Venge kill, but then it followed up with, it was like they went on the Wraith King, they killed him pretty fast, his ulti goes off, and then it's just Storm can kind of do whatever he wants.
That's like the way, that's how a Wraith King fight wants to go. The team with Wraith King is hoping that he initiates in with a blink stun and dies right away. That's actually kind of a best case scenario, assuming you're still in good fighting shape and just aren't going to lose the fight right away.
Either way, not losing Alchemist was decent. It's a gold loss, but that's the guy that's going to pump a lot of gold towards the enemy team if he goes down. And
it's, to me, it's still this big question mark. You know, again, Ursa, Bloodseeker, still underfarmed, and they both died that fight. They didn't really get, they got 1 kill on Bloodseeker, I guess, but
yeah,
these heroes continue to suffer. Alchemist, I don't think he can outcarry 3 heroes by himself. He's going to need some help at some point in this game.
Especially against this many stuns. If you ever get caught, it's going to be chain stun. Very likely that you don't survive through that. So Skeletons, again, doing their jobs.
Taking another tower. That's one of these out towers being removed. CCNC has channeled up a stun down bottom. Wants Cuckoo, but doesn't look like he's going to be able to get him with the Bramble being deployed.
It's the one guy they know they can kill, that's why it's going hard for that one. Must be hard actually playing with an Alk like this, because you know that he needs to get farms so that he can get his items, but in the same vein then it's going to create lack of farm for you as well as a hero. So, but in the same vein, Pycat needs to have BKB so that he doesn't have to deal with all these stuns that are being thrown at him. Doesn't have to worry about arrows, can actually run in and just worry about right-clicking as much as possible. But most of the farm has to go to the Alk, and now that they've stabilized, I mean, they're still even on gold more or less. But it definitely feels like a much better position for TNC.
I agree. When it's this Alk versus the world, it doesn't feel great when like 2nd, 3rd, 4th are all on TNC side and not just like slightly ahead. They're well ahead of Ursa Bloodseeker. It can be redistributed with the Ags pulling later, but...
There's bounty runes.
Yep. OpTic were coming down there, and if they'd actually just stayed invis and left the bounty rune there, they may have actually baited at least 1 hero in, maybe multiple, but they weren't really to know that OpTic were as close as they were. But yeah, we'll see if those Ags have to start getting pulled. I think Ursa's is a particularly strong one. If he gets blink stunned, he can just enrage immediately. Doesn't matter. Make sure he gets his BKB off. Bloodseekers is, you know, pretty good as well.
Yeah, I would say Bloodseekers is quite good. Drop one on the Mirana, maybe put another one on, I don't know, a support or something. You don't really want to do it on Wraith King unless you kill Wraith King once, then put a second time. But even Wraith King's got a pumping out an arm, or Radiance, sorry. Lots of damage being dealt from him, so.
There's, that's the great thing about Wraith King and Storm this game, is that they're actually heroes that just don't care about the Rupture that much. So, it does make life a little bit difficult as far as finding targets other than Mirana.
What if you just get the CM Ags? That way you can actually disable a Storm Tier in an appropriate amount. It's not worth it, but it's
not worth it, but it is an option for an extra disable. It would require Storm to be standing still in freezing field, which, you know, I think he's got this spell that allows him to move out of the freezing field, correct?
But it's a big AoE. Like, you're going to spend some time there. It's probably like Medusa ulti, where like when it procs, you're like, really? I didn't actually think that I was looking at her. Thought it was the corner of my eye thing, but no, really, then you just get turned into stone and fight goes bad, kind of a thing.
It's pretty cool axe. I definitely like it, and don't think it's like bad by any means.
But we're not going to be there for a long time, because by the time Alk starts pooling these Ags, he's going to have a full 6 slot almost for sure, because none of those Ags are particularly incredible. And TNC's going to try to push this advantage with a fight. CC blinks forward, actually. He's got ulti at least, but walks right into a lot of heroes.
First stun comes out, the Wraith King falls up with the Blade Mail. The Ursa's trying to save the day here, but that's not going to be too much, as the backlines also get jumps. The Storm ignoring the Alchemist, going for the supports, takes out Zypher. PPD, you are next, my friend. That's 3 dead currently. It's now 4 with a full team wipe, as Wyvern even bought back for that fight. Didn't have a TP. They're going to give CCNC a tip just to rub it in.
Yeah,
what a good fight.
Worst case scenario for OpTic Gaming there, in that they didn't anticipate the enemies being there. He blinked aggressively in the first place. He must have had his camera looking somewhere else too, because he did have vision on them close by. Didn't put it, get his Manta off necessarily. Didn't get his ulti off right away, I don't think. Worst case fight for him, and great initiation for TNC.
That was Armo getting Bloodstone charges as well. He's up to 22. Definitely a good way to make sure Storm keeps up and scales even better than he normally would with just items, is getting these Bloodstone charges.
And prepping for Maelstrom on Wraith King, actually.
Okay.
I'm guessing to be one of those like solutions against Cold Embrace, I suppose. That he just wants a little bit of magic damage away from
such a small amount. I don't know about the... It's okay, I guess.
Yeah, okay.
I don't think you're getting it just for Cold Embrace.
Yeah, because he's already got Radiance. It's not like he needs wave push in any kind, so...
Yeah, you have enough lane push with Radiance and Skeletons. You don't really need it. There's no illusion heroes on the enemy team. Particularly, Mantis style doesn't really count.
Yeah, he's more than fine with what he's got. He's better off buying tankiness or actually damage.
I like the AC pickup a lot better. We'll see if he gets it. I think other items like Halberd aren't bad. The disarm can be very effective on Wraith King.
That's true, especially against Ursa.
Yep, against Ursa, you're not required to be the main damage dealer necessarily when you've got Storm and Mirana, who are pretty well farmed.
They are really close to Radiance on Bloodseeker, though, and obviously that last fight went bad
he's
for
not
OpTic.
Going, you mean Radiance? He's going BKB.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Keep saying the wrong
Oh,
names.
okay. Yes.
So even though that fight went really bad, at least if they can initiate, things could certainly turn around in their favor. So just need to outmaneuver their opponents.
It's crazy because, yeah, it feels like in some ways Ursa and Bloodseeker have not had an item since their first items they got at 15 minutes. But finally these BKBs are coming out. 29 minutes. You would have hoped to have seen these a good 5 or 6 minutes ago, but such is the nature of these greedy updrafts sometimes.
But once Alk finishes his Ags, then things are certainly going to be solid, I think, for OpTic Gaming here. He does still have to worry a little bit about being chain stunned, I guess. And there is also things like Wave of Terror, decent right-click damage, but it's a lot of magic, things like Radiance. So I think he should be survivable enough when he pops BKB that they can actually take a really good fight, especially if he initiates too.
It's like TNC are just thinking about next Roshan, and they know they're in much better fighting shape and can just kind of keep playing around this pit. They've got pretty good vision right now. Definitely strong map control with both top and mid always pushed out to the tier 3s. It feels like they do have some slight bottom lane issues that sometimes have to be addressed, but all in all, mid and top lane are the important lanes because they're the ones that play around Roche.
I mean, it's definitely one of those nice things to have, is just knowing that all your cores are just overwhelmingly strong, so you can just feel more comfortable even if your vision isn't the best. OpTic getting their first double bounty in quite a while. Getting some gold advantage there, but now they're at a deficit of 5,000.
Yep. Dire Scan did clip a hero at Roshan. We'll see if that may suggest to OpTic that they're in the pit, and with these BKBs freshly picked up, do they consider fighting it? You think they have the ways to win a fight at Roshan with BKBs?
I think they're too worried not having BKB on Alk, but they do have to go for the fight because if an Aegis is on Storm, that is such a big threat. Radiance is up on Alk. We'll see if he notices or not, but Roche at about half HP. They're actually looking like they're going to jump on Tim's in the mid lane. He's going for the blink stun, but he can't quite see him, so he doesn't know.
That's what Tim's is there for, so that they don't actually contest Roshan, and perhaps he was strong enough bait that he pulled them away. Alk still wants to fight this one. He's channeling stun. I don't know about this one. He's going to stun himself. He didn't have his blink dagger up. CNC in all sorts of trouble. The Terrorize going to catch him as well. Oh, Raven having to go blinking in. Storm going for the backline's fine. It's the Winter Wyvern. He's very low. He's going to immediately lose his Aegis, though. That's maybe not the best thing for the Storm Spirit, who will be coming back to life in just a second. Then Mirana, BKB got caught by the Winter's Curse. They are going to still chase down CNC, bring him down the swamp. It's going to help save them. Oh, save the Mirana. No, it does not do that. Mirana goes down, bench, hits the deck as well, post-swap. It's going to be Wraith King trying to chase down the Crystal Main, succeeds in doing so. And Arm Melt on his second life, cleaning up, gets himself a double kill. Only Bloodseeker survives. The BKB's being helpful, but not game-changing.
I mean, considering they had Aegis and Cheese, that wasn't bad for OpTic Gaming, but getting in there late, CNC stunning himself, just catastrophic fight for OpTic Gaming. They had to spend things like Cold Embrace just to buy him some time while he was stunned. I'm sure he was trying to go for the Manta dodge, but it's difficult to time. CC was not able to get out of that there.
Tim's Pycat, bit of a jewel going out. He's just dying to the Blade Mail. It's a Blade Mail kill. Okay.
Why is there so much gold?
He was full health.
600 for the Dark Willow, and then back on the other side, 500 for Pycat. That's the biggest chunk of gold Pycat's gotten all game.
Yeah, these solo kills, and I mean, for Pycat, it's because it's, you know, his team's kind of behind, and for Armel, it's you're killing core hero by yourself. I'll get you something.
The delayed Lincolns here are going to be really useful. They actually killed Storm pretty easily in that last fight. It was like one Frostbite, and that was it. Storm was dead.
So there's really two lockdowns to worry about. The Frostbite and then the Winter's Curse into Bloodright. So Lincolns will block both those initiations, Winter's Curse and Frostbite.
Yep. And Alk obviously still does have a blink stun, but
yeah,
I mean, the issue in the last fight was they got so late to the Roche pit, they didn't have sentries set up really, at least in the actual Roche area, so when CC came forward, there was just nobody go for it, and it wouldn't have been worth it for him to blink any more aggressively, so just difficult. It was kind of one of those moments where they're like, we know we should Roche. They just got there a little bit late. They got distracted going for the Willow. If they would have just charged the Roche pit, maybe that fight goes okay, but still so hard when they haven't as much map control game for them to show up late and try to take a good fight there.
Storm King very out of control at this point. Level 23, about to hit 24, 26 Bloodstone charges. Carrying around this gem to get this full-on map control vision. And we've been talking about making it much more difficult for OpTic to play their game.
If you look at their vision, it's basically just creep waves, pretty much, meta illusions, stuff like that. So gonna be less gold output for them as a whole.
We have a push going down bottom, but this has constantly been an area of the map that TNC have just full on ignored. They do not care about this bottom side whatsoever. Doesn't mean much as they hope to find pickoffs back up top.
And there's still going to be creeps high ground, which is slightly helpful, but you're totally right. Like, they're not going to stick anyone down here that's going to be able to threaten a tower. They don't have somebody like a TA or a Nature's Prophet or a Luna or something that could potentially threaten Rax. They just don't have anybody that does that. It's basically just Alchemist, and he doesn't have BOTs yet either, so just no big threats.
Back at top. They know Willow TP bottom to defend, so they're going to try initiate on OpTic's side, but once again, CNC unable to find a target to drop his stun on.
Yeah, I don't blame him for not maintaining some situations like this, just because if you burn the Manta, then that's an Orchid is going to counter you later, then you'd have to force a BKB. So in the right situations, I think it's fine for him not to Manta on those. But they finally leave their base a little bit, don't find a grab, and now they may be able to bait him a bit here. And here it comes.
Yep. CNC BKB dodges the stun. Nice start for him, but the Chemical Raid still in corner. They're going to try and focus on Raven first. He's got a cheese as well as Reincarnation. Yule Scepter going to delay his death even further as 33 is just getting kited around. Finally pops the BKB. Here's some Maiden's ultimate being thrown, but no one really standing inside it. Raven, he's the one low and gonna just throw away his life because of the Reincarnation. Still has cheese on his respawn. Winter's Curse nicely placed on the Venge. We're going to need some firepower coming out from the CORSAIR. Sam H as BKBs leaps away from the Ursa to get himself back to safety. Armel back up north. He's got one life just to play around with. That's all he needs. It's going to be the Ursa first as well as the Wyvern already brought down. Cuckoo getting fairly low here. The Alk just trying to bring him down. Will succeed in doing so. Still doesn't have Chemical Raid and is kind of on his own here as Raven is fighting, bringing down PyCap with the help of the Mirana. And they're going to team wipe OpTic Gaming, turn it into an Armel triple kill, and put themselves in a fantastic place to take their first lane of Rax.
That was a bit of a crazy dance of that engagement. So many people have like 2 lives and all this survivability, but the fight was going all over the place. I mean, Storm jumped instantly trying to take out the Winter Wyvern, but Aeon Disc buying him some time, and CCZ running around trying to score kills, but he's able to stay alive, but he's not doing that much damage just yet. Just now picking up his level 20. If he has that at the start of that fight, I feel like they might have been able to do a lot more.
Yeah. And Raven, like that's 2 big team fights in a row where he's actually the one who does the most hero damage. Between the Radiance and the Blade Mail, he just stands in the front line, pops his Blade Mail and says, hit me, Ursa, I don't mind. You kill me once, you have to commit either Enrage or BKB, and then in my second line, you lack that defensive tool and we can deal with you.
And even Bloodseeker doesn't feel like he can accomplish that much. He can Blood Rights, gets a good Rupture, but he basically traded his BKB and for the first Wraith King kill. Even that doesn't feel that great.
TNC happy to take not just one, but a second somewhat lane of Rax as they get the melee Rax in mid and the full set up top. Puts him in a great place here to perhaps even just wait for the next Roshan if they really want to. They're going to have such good map control, all these lanes pushing out. They've de-warded the majority of OpTic's vision, apart from a single Observer Ward, which may even get found fairly soon. And OpTic are just so limited in what they can do at this stage of the game.
Well, they can always hope for the next Ags pickups. I guess he's queuing up a Shivas here.
Yeah, he's not even thinking about sharing yet.
Yeah, I don't know if that one's gonna matter. Oh, you can still do that. Okay, cool.
Manta dodges the stun Raven. Once again being focused first, but he doesn't care really that much. Unless he gets brought down the second time, which is unlikely. Storm just bowling in forward, takes down the CM. Next is the Wyvern, doesn't have the Aeon Disc back up and dies immediately, forced to buy back. Armel has been ruptured, but he can just ball lightning away without taking any damage here. He's going to fall on back, chase down and bring down the Ursa. Helped out by Raven, and it's Venge in the front lines, who's getting fairly low, but doesn't really feel too afraid. Alk has to wait for at least the Chemical Rage to come back up, but even then, I don't know if he can fight this one 3v5. He's going to make a go of it. 2 seconds till Rage. Okay, blinks forward.
Really scary. Ball Lightning comes in though, looking to pick off the Winter Wyvern. He does still have the Aeon Disc, but yeah, it's easy pick off there and a swap back. CCNC gonna be focused as well, and that should be the end of the game.
It is. Armel just going off here. 16-2 and 7. Fantastic showing from him. Even Raven making Wraith King look a bit more like those the Wraith Kings we've been seeing. His frontline impact was very formidable.
And his laning stage was rough too. I mean, I didn't catch him that much on the screen, but it felt like him and the Ursa kind of just spread the lane. Maybe he rotates for a couple fights, and then just eventually, boom! All of a sudden, he's got a Radiance with a good fight. Just really commanding lead for TNC. OpTic did have a decent Radiance timing, but it was delayed, and their other lanes went okay, but not amazing.
Yep.
And the pressure was just so heavy.
I'm saying you talked about a lot of their wards were pretty far up on the map, and they weren't really protecting the Alk enough, maybe.
He died. He didn't die that much though. I felt like 1-2 deaths that were kind of crucial, perhaps. And yeah, maybe some defensive wards would have been helpful. They would have spotted maybe 1 or 2 rotations. A couple of those medium camp blocks, maybe those were really more significant than I was making it out to be. Also a possibility, but it also felt like Ursa and the Bloodseeker, they still had disable problems, and especially in the late game. Felt like the item solution to the whole game was a Lincoln's on Storm. He jumps in, he breaks the Aeon Disc on the Wyvern, and the only way they can stop him there is a Frostbite, and they stop it instantly.
Yeah, we didn't see any of those big game-changing Winter's Curses really. There was a nice one on Storm where they solo killed him with the Bloodright follow-up, but it wasn't teamfight impact. Particularly late game, because yeah, Lincoln's was so hard to deal with. So
yeah, the Storm Spirit really felt like a solid hero that game. Somebody that doesn't really care about Ursa at any stage really. So even with the early Ursa pick, they had solutions at all stages of the game, and they played it really well. So pretty solid for TNC.
Absolutely, TNC get a important win here in Group B, where things are so tight that every win matters a lot. We'll see if they get the 2 or if OpTic can take another 1-1. Gonna be a bit of a
The port's buying the tome.
He should be. They're rich.
Guess they're rich.
This guy got like a 6-minute medallion, right? He doesn't need anything else. Medallion, max, wave of terror, that's his job.
Alright, XCJ getting caught out down bottom, but we got the defusal on the Ricky. He's ready to kill some people.
All eyes on him.
Really? Dude, how did he get away with this?
He's waiting for bounty. Is he gonna find Moogie? Oh no, he just took it instead.
Oh. He's able to get out. Gotta watch out.
I really just want to follow him around because it's a Ricky, but ZYD's making moves up top. Going for Kaka again with the Laguna. Can't quite finish him.
Oh. Well played indeed.
651 gold for Kaka. That's pretty much the blink finished in 200 gold.
Oh my goodness. So come out with the big plays on a shaker.
Maybe we should have just been following the Ricky. We didn't want to show the, we didn't want to do that to CYD.
Oh, and he's going for the axe. Oh.
The Ricky? Yeah, that's a build, definitely.
Okay. Why so? What's so good about it here?
If he just jumps inside the PL and there's this chaos with all the illusions, he's going to just be hitting over and over again. You might know which one the real PL is off of it, but...
Oh, here we go.
It's a lot of damage.
CCC does have KP nearby, but he's going to get himself out of there. CCC nearly going down, but will survive.
Yeah, I mean, the Aghanims does it with everything. It makes your ulti last so much longer as well. It gets up to 10 seconds at the max level. It's just a great item build on this hero. Because you're playing around your ulti for the most part. He's also not the carry hero, right? And for his team, he's the offlaner, even though he's so farmed.
Still just a 1k lead for Serenity at the moment. So yeah, a lot of network on SCCC.
Yeah, he's gotten a lot of space to just farm those Ancients.
Closing in on that all-important item against the Riki. And Hurricane Pike.
Got to get out of that smoke. Kaka's already got the 4-staff queued up after the Blink Dagger too. Definitely need those 4 staffs versus Riki.
Well, giving these creeps in the mid to get that Blink Dagger goal. And now we'll see what he can get done with it. UIW and XCJ on the side were smoked up,
Dire's top tower is under
but unable to find a chance to get in. And on top of Newbee.
Newbee, you can see how prioritized, like I was mentioning the sentries around the Ancients, but even more so now they've placed a couple more just on that bottom side too. So 3 or 4 sentries placed just to cover the entrances into their jungle and the entrance into that mid lane. So just trying to keep tabs of where XI and Q is. They know how much of a nuisance this Riki can be with such an early defusal timing.
And nearly level 12 as well. Zoom Q. Let's see what sort of play Newbee can pull out. The Kaka Blink Dagger just on its way out now on the courier. Bottom lane. GGG.
Faith is going to be pretty poor this game. He is just non-stop buying sentries. Has to. Well, this gives space. You know, just this is kind of the invisible impact that Riki's doing, or not, you know, not because he's invisible, but just because they're having to buy all these sentries and they're committing so much to kind of walking together, making sure they don't get picked off by this Riki that's so farmed. That's giving a lot of space to GGG and ZYD just to kind of farm.
Oh.
And now they're making their way into a Roach. They've got Medallion, they've got the minus armor.
Yeah, they can do it pretty quick. This is a quick hit to play. Will be scanned down. Newbee know what's up. They do have, of course, that blink on the Shaker.
It's not fast.
Certainly contest if they get that quick. Yeah, they're not hit quick enough. Serenity get it. They take the Roach, they take the Aegis and Newbee. They're not there quite in time. Will drop down the ult. Kaka as well with the Echo, but the swap outs there onto GGG, trying to find the space to get out. He's also got that Aegis. Laguna Blade and Dragon Slave onto Faith. Faith for the Cold Embrace will keep himself alive. They've lost 2 on Serenity. That's Q looking to jump in and try and find some kills in return. Will be able to pop one as he finds Winter Wyvern. They did manage to pop the Aegis too. So, considering the fact that Team Serenity did get that Roche, and not the worst of fights for Newbee, as they do immediately take the Aegis away from the PL and get the favorable trade.
Oh, definitely really solid situation there for them. They have, what, the Medusa gets about level and a half from that or something? Oh no, it's still level 16. But yeah, they get themselves some nice kills, remove that Aegis, that stun. Great stun there by Kaka connecting with the PL afterwards. This was a little concerning for Mugi in the bottom left. We didn't get to see here on the map, but you see Mugi drops completely out of mana, had the 20 stick charges, and actually was able to survive because of that versus the PL.
On the lane. Q getting the invasion. In fact, he's going to look to try and open up. He's got the tricks of the trade, and it's enough to find KP. Kaka, he's going to get stunned up. UIW will try and back away. They've got the detection. In fact, they're going to be able to stun GQ as well. Try for the TP out, but the Fisher was there from Kaka.
Core for core, but XIQ is worth a hell of a lot more money, and SCCC gets the kill. So level 17 now, getting close to a butterfly. To be the next choice for him, rather than going for the traditional Scotty.
Now the invasion, of course, just so valuable against illusion-based heroes like PL. So having it at this sort of earlier stage will be.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, because he's not going to want to build MKB soon. Bloodthorn, an unlikely pickup for his team. Definitely at this point of the game. I'll just allow him to live that little bit longer, and helps him hit pretty damn hard.
Yeah.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
CJ trying to use the Shikuchi to maybe lead in onto
Wants
Mugi.
to try to set up for a kill here.
Sentry is down there. Mugi will know what's up if XCJ comes around from the side. back. KP, he's ready to fight back. They've got it. The their own sentry down. He's on the side of it. They see him and they get
that op board they placed earlier. Now they know. Yeah, it's getting pinged out instantly. X9Q.
Fisher,
ZYD.
Kaka, he's got the chain stun. PYW is there with the swap out. ZYD will be fine for now. Throws the good blade over to Kaka. The Winter's Curse holding PYW in place. Finish GGG nearly kills him off. He does. Moogie finds the finisher. GGG trying to get out here with the doppelganger plays. Looks towards Moogie. Moogie has been dusted up, but it will not be enough to find him. We'll turn his attention towards KP, but KP's back towards the shrine with the rest of the team. GGG's got to be careful. GGG will retreat.
Echo was used at the last end of the fight. Kaka got used and picked off. So 140 seconds with that on Echo. They used Curse as well. That one's got a low cooldown though. And these wards and sentries paying off for Newbee though, setting themselves up. Look at, I mean, looking at the map, it's just little sentry markers absolutely everywhere. Face's been doing a great job. Making sure he's always got the detection, always got everything in position. They've always seemed to have a dust too. Like 2 dusts. How's GGG doing on that? Manta still pretty far. Has a Yasha finish now, but still quite a ways away.
Down bottom. Oh, a nice strike. ZYD.
Woo! Do they have the swap too? PYW wants to. ZYD walks in front of him.
They've got them. They got him. The slows down play. They don't even need to do so. Light strike and ZYD with a triple.
Ooh.
Very flashy.
Nice light strike. Got the stun on Kaka as he goes forward.
I'm just going to give him a full BKB now as well, ZYD.
And look at PYW, just very happy, running back and forth. Tanky Venge. These tanky support heroes. I mean, this is a Venge, but it's a Venge with 22 armor and 1154 HP. Quite a bit to go through. We have another item coming out. I think ZYD has the... Does he have the BKB?
BKB's done, yeah.
BKB's done. It's just flying back to base on the courier. Whoops.
Uh-oh.
Hopefully he doesn't die because he doesn't have it, right? For his team, that'd be pretty unfortunate for him.
There we go.
He noticed. Someone turned it and didn't. Someone didn't use the button. Gotta use that button, guys. Remember, that bottom right button and you send it to your teammates, very, very useful.
There we go, he has it now. And Aghanims complete on Mr. Xingqiu. And the PYW.
Do we have the Aghanims? We've got the Aghanims on the Ricky, right? Yep.
It's all done.
So they're gonna look for a smoke play. They gotta look for a fight. They've got their fresh new items. They've got good timings with that BKB as well as the Aghanims. So they're gonna allow GGG to push the top lane. They're gonna meet him up there in case there's any rotations. While Newbee's kind of doing similar, but they're not smoked up. They are still positioning themselves behind SCCC, who is got the butterfly finished once the courier returns to him, and also the mana talent in about 3/4 of a level.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Dire's top tower is under
attack. Tower trades at the moment. Newbee taking the tier 2 bottom. Serenity will find that tier 2 top with some speed. Fire yourself passive with Lina.
And they're going mid already too. So they're going to get a little bit more out of this. Now Newbee is starting to smoke and come up. This is not too expected by Serenity, but they're in a good position. It seems like they have an idea that something is going to be happening soon. Positioning themselves on that high ground here. Scan comes out from Newbee. Does clip Serenity.
See if Newbee can find a fight.
Regeneration.
That's the jump Moogie. Charging forward with the Shikuchi, but Serenity have already retreated.
Oh, now they know. PYW sees the Fisher. And this is probably where they can assume that their whole jungle is warded, because there's been a time where they've been just playing around top, and Newbee just went through their whole jungle, so the assumption should be made.
Precious bounty. Yes.
And GGG is not going to go for the full manta, just going to get that heart. Looks like, and there's the talent. All right, so Dusa is much tankier now. Still only 1200 actual HP, but 1600 mana. And gonna go for that Eye of Scotty next. The butterfly choice first is pretty cool here, like for the points that you were talking about, right? For the Vicky, as well as that PL, can actually hold your ground with that evasion, so you don't get all your mana burned. That is the gem now picked up for the Venge.
Radiant's middle tower
As we were
is
mentioning
under
before,
attack.
they know that there's a lot of vision in their jungle. This is going to help them at least secure that, and it's going to be great versus the Weaver if they do find those type of situation of fights. Here we go. They get one, and they give it to XIQ, so he's going to be the one running around.
All right.
For that dewarding. They've got a smoke movement.
Let's see who they can find. Last time round, Newbee themselves unsuccessful with the smoke.
Oh, Newbee's got a gem of their own, and they look for the cheeky spot on the high ground there to see if there's a ward, but it's actually a bit further away. They didn't check that spot. But they are very ready for an engagement up on this high ground too.
One lane.
Serenity doesn't want to walk into a high ground. They want the opposite occasion. They all put themselves on a high ground hoping that Newbee would come. Mid tower.
Dire structures are fortified. Radiant's
Does go
middle
down.
tower
Does
has
reset the
fallen.
glyph of Serenity. And all of Newbee back off as a unit and smoke again. Been what?
Radiant's
2 smokes on
middle
each
tower
side
is
since
under
in
attack.
each side in the last few minutes.
Just
Yep.
finding towers and getting those wards down.
Mm-hmm.
Changes here. Kaka. Level 12.
See that? So Mugi's going for some supportish kind of build. Gonna be going back for the Aghanims on the Weaver. Can reset the Medusa. Feel like that item choice this game. Doesn't feel like, I think he knows that, you know, he's got Maelstrom already. He's gonna do all he can to help versus his PL, but it's really, the game plan is about keeping Medusa alive.
Oh yeah. Yeah, you can rely on SCCC to do the damage.
Serenity got in onto this high ground here. The bugs are thrown. They're actually just committing for another smoke by Newbee. That's 3 in a row.
They're in the Roche pit. They're looking to start it off with the smoke. Cloud was down, so Kaka could not get off the Echo Slam. KP nearly getting roped down. They'll find the Lina, but Lina buys back immediately. The Stone Gaze will come to an end pretty soon. XCJ will go. They've found a second. They managed to find themselves another. The buyback from KP coming in. They want to try and hold this fight around the pit as Roshan sits at half health. Light Strike from CYD on top of the Weaver. The Cold Embrace from Faith, keeping Mugi safe. The Winter's Curse down onto PYW, forcing CYD to kill off his own teammate.
She doesn't have Doppel up for 3 seconds.
He's stuck in the pit. And he does not have buyback. Faith, very low at the moment. Jinkyu's trying to get back in.
The Venge Illusion finishes off the KP with the Roche Bash.
Jinkyu's got tricks the trade back up. If he can get in the pit, he's got a chance, but he can't get in. Newbee will get the Roche kill, they'll get the Aegis, and they'll get the cheese, and they'll get out. 3 buybacks expended by Serenity.
They got
during
the
that
initial,
fight.
They got the initial smoke too before the Echo Slam was off on the
Yeah.
jump from Kaka, and
But
they still weren't able to. The Lina just died.
A very painful fight there for Serenity. 3 buybacks and still losing Roche, still losing the Aegis, still losing the cheese to Newbee. Newbee managing to do it there big time around the Roche pit.
Who bought back on Newbee? It was just KP? Yeah, it was just KP.
Just the one of them. But 3 buybacks. from Serenity.
KP still did his job there. He did, you know, stay in the pit, and he gets hit by of course, the Riki ulti and gets shredded by it while he's doing the Rolling Thunder. But with that quick buyback, comes back in and does get the control needed for the Lina.
Obviously, SCCC off the back of being involved in that and not suffering at all. He's propelled even further forward. 21k net worth. He got full Mione.
He got like 3k from that fight, just about. He went from, having like 1,100 gold or 2,000 gold up to 5,000 or 6,000.
We saw this earlier today. Just the Medusa. He has a free game. It's this terrifying hero. 304. With his build as well. Butterfly, Mione does so much damage in these team fights. And the perfect lineup around him to keep him safe and sound.
Yeah. I love SCCC's build so far. Yeah. The Butterfly, instead of going for that Scott, I thought was really clever. Didn't disassemble the Mask of Madness, but it didn't really matter. Pointing out, XIQ did go for, he's gone for full damage, by the way, if you looked at his skill. He did go for the backstab multiplier, but the blink cast range talent's just way too good to really pass up ever, because it's your whole screen. You can blink in and out of fights over and over again. You can blink in, ult, and then blink out again afterwards, completely in and out of base pushes.
Radiant's top tower has fallen. Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
It's a close one still, though. 17 to 16.
Yeah. Newbee's triple smoke play really came in there.
GGG
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
pretty much has the heart finished.
XCG's been having a bit of a rough time trying to get good spells to steal. Got the Shikuchi the one time, but besides that, been very difficult for him to get a good steal. Now full Aghanims for the Weaver, so being able to reset SCCC is going to be a pretty big deal here. Also, they have still an Aegis and a Cheese too, so several lives for this incredibly farmed Medusa.
Interesting how the Aghs play comes into hand. I mean, obviously all that Mugi has to be worried about is sort of the smoke screen stopping him from being able to cast it, but it's got pretty incredible cast range.
That was the last smoke that they had. They just picked it up as well. Got the gem on the side of Newbee. KP has the gem, okay. Serenity can't really put much wards out, they just put their very standard.
Oh, they found CYD. Kaka straight in with that Echo Snap.
He's got BKB Shadow Blade.
Oh,
that's a dust.
oh, the swap. Oh, they get him out.
And he's fine.
Oh. Kaka just jumped forward for PYW, but they're a little scared now. They're going to keep it going. Did Kaka use the enchant totem?
He BKB'd.
No, before. So that he didn't. I don't know. It looked like he. Maybe I'm crazy. I'm sure it's late. But he did the Echo. He did the Fisher, but he didn't enchant totem.
I might be crazy too. I may not have noticed.
Because he.
I was looking at KP who had the gem, and I was clicking on here. I was checking.
Chat knows. Was that crazy, or did he not enchant totem? I feel like he didn't do his full combo. But I might be wrong. Oh, Kaka. He just jumps up to the high ground and woo! Axe time lapse from Mugi will save him. SCCC, monsters don't get they've actually caught out GGG. GGG just jumped in on the front line.
He's just dead. What? XCG just walked in too. He stole Stone Gates, but wasn't able to get it off.
Oh, it looks like it's not only me this time. The boys jumped in, they died. PYW swaps himself to the side, but he's gone as well. GGG, he just doppelgangered right into the midst of them. They had the ward down, they knew exactly what he was doing.
That's costly.
Ah, indeed. 5k lead now for Newbee. It's only continuing to grow.
And they've got level 25 Medusa, so split shot modifiers. We've got a Maelstrom and a Mask of Madness on this.
Oh yeah. You're guaranteed lightning procs every time.
Yep, lightning procs all over the place, lifesteal off of your split shots as well.
Yep.
Lovely.
I don't think you can kill him.
With an Aghanim's Weaver behind, it's gonna be really damn hard. They've got Cold Embrace too.
It looked like it was gonna be okay for Serenity this game. The fact that Ricky was so far ahead, but it really felt like they just didn't have a very solid mid game. SCCC.
I mean, GGC just got doppeled into his Stone Gaze and died, right? He just got full disabled. So quite a big mistake coming out there for Serenity. Jump forward. Look at that far jump from XIQ.
Trying with that tricks of the train. Ooh. He's doing a lot.
Do you see what he did
Not quite
there?
enough. But now he's dead. Or maybe. Oh, the PYW swap. We'll get him out. Another jump. We'll keep him fine. On the side that PYW pays the price.
You see that?
Ooh. I see what he was back there. All right.
I was all hyped because of what the Ricky did. Did you see that? Blink straight forward, and he went inside of his Manta. He manted and pocket Ricky'd in his Manta.
I was going to say, I saw him moving forward.
But he died.
He did die, and so did ZYD.
Oh, he lived, sorry. ZYD died.
ZYD, yeah, walking back in range. And that's going to be a free set of racks mid for Newbee.
XIQ again, jumps forward, KP gets time lapse, but look at this, inside the Manta. He's knocking him.
Doesn't quite kill him off though.
He's looking for more.
SCCC gets the Stone Gaze out and...
Oh, XCG gets unbite.
Alrighty, what has happened in this game?
Things got real goofy in the last few moments.
It certainly did, and Newbee is the ones to be coming out on top, because SCCC he's just along for the ride here, and he's driving the ride. He's 8-0-5. He's got the money pretty much. He's got the money for Scardy.
Oh, look at the far jumps.
Who is it? He's gonna get Fisher though. They've got the combo. They lock it down. PYW tries to swap him, but he's dead.
And he's got a buyback.
Oh no! And here comes the PL. Tries to come forward, but he's got to get out of that. He may get jumped.
Hey, I'm really cool to see this Manta. The Manta pocket Ricky thing was worth it for all this, but
it's not doing anything.
It's
not winning them the game.
They made some crucial mistakes. That's true.
Yeah.
Newbee. finishing up this siege of this bottom racks. They've still got 18 seconds before Lena's up, 60 before that Ricky's up.
How rich SCCC is.
I mean,
he's nearly double the net worth of the cause of Team Serenity.
I mean, yeah, there's no way they can kill this, man.
Oh my god.
Or the snake lady.
Oh my lord. 7.7k gold. Still got cheese in the bag as well.
And infinite time lapses on a 16-second cooldown.
Yeah. There's no way he dies. I know we've jinxed stuff in the past as casters, but there is absolutely no way SCCC dies this game.
Yeah, definitely no way. Oh, poor XCG.
The Winter's Curse from Faith.
0 and 9 on the Rubik. It's gonna be forced to buy back. It's the last hurrah. They have to try to hold here. Killing the ward that's inside their base. Ricky's respawning in about 10. Newbee look like they are starting to disengage. I mean, the SCCC can go buy a full
Dude, just buy a rapier, bro. You ain't dying.
He might just use the cheese for the item slot so he can use, yeah, get Scotty. Oh, doesn't actually buy the Scotty. Gets the phase boots.
He's just gonna BKB turn and fight back, and whoa, Jing Chewy gets swapped out, but he's still dead. Falls forward on SCCC, managed to close the gap on GGG. Double kill for SCCC. PYW falls as well.
That just buys a rapier.
And there it is. What a glorious map. SCCC. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Look at him go. 12-0-6. Easiest game in SCCC's life.
Yeah. He got away with everything, right? He just kind of sat farming Ancients, had his team sitting behind him. Everything kind of came to him perfectly after that Roshan fight. And everything kind of fell apart for Serenity after that second Rosh fight.
Yeah. It looked like they had some great ideas, Serenity, but they, I don't know what quite happened in the last 10, 12, 15 minutes. As it's game over.
Yeah, it's game over.
SCCC and the boys, they've done it. They've absolutely done it. It's going to get swapped back.
The time.
Oh, the time lapse. As he is more than ready to fight on. Look towards PYW. Oh, the Echo Slam from Kaka. Really seals the deal as GG is called. Newbee will take game one of this two-game series against Team Serenity. And in glorious SCCC style as well.
It was so close for quite a while too.
And then
it was still
happened.
SCCC was still, you know, ticking up and staying up at that top net worth, but
Cold Snap with Earth Spirit rotations. I think Earth Spirit may prioritize the mid lane more than the side lanes even.
Yeah, that's a good point. Like Forge Spirit plus Cold Snap and an Earth Spirit roam, yep. Huskar dies for sure. His armor's way too low. Why
Earth Spirit used to be like the best forward position and one of the most played was just because you just keep on ganking and crushing the mid lane. You're a mid lane supporter. You never really played too much around side lanes.
So with that said, how did the other lanes work out? What's the Bloodseeker matchup they want? What's the Dragonite matchup they want? I guess it's 3-3 Dragonite, so it looks like it'll be off lane. But
you may just you got to choose one of them to kind of prioritize PPD supporting, and then the other you just accept they're going to have a kind of bad lane, bad game. What is it? The Wraith. You probably maybe just send one here against Wraith King because that's lower kill potential than the Mirana.
This game, and even playing around with that stuff in Bloodseeker is fun. They've got Rupture, they've got Swap, they've got Earth Spirit, Boulder Smash if they want to deal some damage in that way. So lots of fun ways to make more use of their heroes this game.
All right, well here we go. We get to see a CNC Invoker. Where's he gonna throw that next Sunstrike? He's still singing Founding. Gotta imagine it's coming.
Wish I could play your perspective right now. It'd be great.
Yeah.
And they're actually going to change up the lanes. Huskar's going to be safe lane. They'll put Armel in the mid lane instead. That way he doesn't have to deal with the Invoker and the Earthspirit roam. It does sound a little bit too severe. It would be hard to play around that.
He's holding on to the Sunstrike because he hopes his team finds that initial first blood for him. They smoked up top. He actually popped, but not quite in the position they were hoping for. Cuckoo nearby.
They do spot Zai running past, but this may be the bait here.
Yeah, they're going to go running after him. Cuckoo could be in some trouble. PPD going to set up the stun into a roll here, and the silence. The Sunstrike's there. He does not get the last hit, but it still goes the way of OpTic Gaming. It goes to Pycat. Not quite the outcome you want, but still a favorable outcome for OpTic.
Yeah. I like how they did that. It's like they waited for a very long time. They knew their opponents were playing safe. They walked Earthspirit past just to make it seem like he was putting wards down or something like that, but only him. And then they just waited back with Peter hiding behind the tree. That way they could lay the trap and still get the kill. The benefit of all the nukes that they have, really. Yeah. It's like 100 damage from each person involved in that fight.
Very nicely done. See, Tim's headed towards mid. Knowing there was a courier and some bounty runes going OpTic's way, he wants to snipe this courier, and it looks like he may as well do it. Courier snipes have become quite infrequent, which means this is more likely to work. He won't get it on the way out, but he will get it on the way back, I can only imagine. Unless he micros it an odd direction for whatever reason, but he is not sending it anywhere bizarre.
Goodbye, little courier.
Yep.
Rest in peace.
TP's immediately to the bottom lane, where it is going to be the DK in the solo lane. It's not Earthspirit initially mid. They try laning up top, trying to get an initial kill, and they will get a second initial kill, which they'll get. I kind of like this because you can secure a side lane and then you're no longer needed there. You can go mid. Whereas if you start bottom, it's like kind of you're already sapping XP. So once you leave, your DK's in a really bad shape because you've shared XP and you're leaving him alone.
Yeah, I mean, this is like maybe one lane that I'm not too worried about ditching for the first minute or so, because Dragon Knight's not going to really abuse the Wraith King. It's not really going to be his Dragon Knight, but I mean, like you said, Darkwill is not going to be able to do that much past sapping experience here and right-clicking a bit. So I definitely looks good for OpTic.
They also sent Mirana mid. Actually, worth noting, we were kind of mentioning a potential Husker mid.
Yep.
No longer the case with the Invoker pickup and also the Earthspirit in the playing field. That would just be a pretty tough lane for Husker to play, so he is going to be playing up top. But that's against the tri lane. They do find Earthspirit in the trees up here. Doesn't look like much is going to come of it, as although Raven is swinging on over.
Either way, Earthspirit trades pretty well right now. He's got 2.7 armor. He's like a rare strength hero that still has pretty respectable survivability early on. And against a hero like a Lion, this is only going to get worse here. Get some blocks in. One Orb of Venom hit, needs 1 or 2 more to get the stun.
Down bottom, 33 got very low. Not sure if we'll see a kill up here. Still chasing the Lion is Earthspirit. Cuckoo should be able to get back to the tower safety, but they almost brought down 33. He popped the salve and had it broken, but it did kind of save his life as Wraith King got a crit. They stunned him and caught him in a bramble maze. This is what you're going to do against a hero like a solo DK down here, is just bully him. Even if you can't kill him, get him down nice and low so that he can't stay in the lane.
It definitely helps to have all the spell damage at least. He actually executes a pull here and instantly ditches the lane, which is probably the right thing to do. I mean, still one of the creeps gets denied, and Tim's is going to get some of that pull experience, but at the very least, by the time he is in base, he's going to be able to teleport back and get some experience.
Yeah, the wave is going to be closer to his tower, and in some that neutral camp is not worth much gold or XP, so he doesn't need to stay there for the newts. He'd much rather be back for the creep lane XP, although he is missing that into the tower. He glyphs it. Yeah. That's one way to make sure you get. Normally you see these glyphs around the mid lane, but he's going to use it down bottom, and now able to TP back. Although, unfortunately for him, Tim's has done a side pull.
TC trying to get a kill mid here. They've got the Earthspirit as well. They've got the stun. It's going to buy a little time.
Armel's in very deep. Pounces, doesn't get all the way out of there. Has another pounce, but he needs to get to the high ground, and his Fairy Fire not going to be used. His TP was in his backpack, so not sure he could have even escaped there if he wanted to.
But can you turn in that little corner? I assume he could have leapt onto the high ground. Maybe he didn't feel like it was worth it because of the heal aspect.
Yeah.
But
I mean, you can turn in any corner. What do you mean? If you're talking about like just face your hero a certain direction?
I really thought he was going to leap to the high ground and get out that way, but yeah, maybe just easier to die and respawn like the typical.
It's quite hard to do. You can use the directional movement, but a lot of players don't use that.
Yeah, I turned that on once and was very confused and never went back.
Yeah, that's one of those hockeys that I think is a small niche of players maybe use. SF players probably use it.
Yeah, absolutely. So Huskar pretty zoned at this point. Hasn't even bothered to grab Burning Spears yet, knowing that it's more important to stay alive in this lane where he can just be triple stunned and chased down on Sunstrike. So even though they did dodge the scary lane for the Huskar, it kind of feels like he's still being shut down. Although he does pick up a Helm of Iron Will kind of out of nowhere. I'm sure the Courier Snipe helping a lot with that one.
Yep. Bit of extra gold. Also just, you know, having nothing in terms of items. No boots, no wands. Just going straight for this Helm for the regen item. Does get stunned at the top lane, followed up by a silence here. That's going to get very low, and Pycat with all this extra movement speed, 2 points in the third, should be able to chase him down. 1 or 2 more right clicks, but he's getting chain stuns here with the Hex into the Impale. Raven gets back to the tower as PPD wanted to chase further. I think probably could have got the kill with PPD chasing as well, with Pycat chasing as well.
Yeah, maybe.
Might have cost him like taking the tower shots. It's always a bit risky if someone TP's in.
Especially with this early 5 armor, like Raven going straight for the Helm of Iron Will is such a great idea, because sitting under a tower like that, he was getting about 30 HP per second with Inner Vitality, so worked out nice. Then he does take a Bounty Rune as well, TPing out here. Oop, the camera weird. Doesn't get the stun just in time. So 2-3 bounties going to TNC's side, so they've got to feel good about this one. 3-3 even wasting his time walking around. He's kind of off laning the Radiant side, gonna pull creeps, I guess.
Wow, okay. Safe lane's pulling creeps, why not? It's no longer really the safe lane these days. I think some of those names are perhaps a bit outdated, at least in meaning. Nice first hit crit, as Sam H is looking to chase down 33. Should succeed in doing so, and get the kill, as it does look like DK at least spent his money before he goes down there. Not that he had all too much of it, so to speak. I
mean, he's running around at 283 movement speed. It's pretty hard for him to do this creep pulling thing when your opponents have like a full treads up on top of you, so.
He's being sacked, but I think his team's probably just saying something along the lines of, you know, Huskar's having just as bad of a time as you. Bottom river, they're going to see an Impale into an arrow. Should be the death of Zai. Goes for a stun, no roll in time though.
Yep, Tim's very familiar playing against Earth Spirit or playing as Earth Spirit, so dodges the boulder smash that would hit 3. And then a couple more right clicks is the easy kill. So
they came down bottom because they want to push. Yeah, they have a Skelly army going already, and he's got additional Skellies to summon. These are the ones I believe from that kill that he got. So with the siege creep here, they want to take down this tier 1. Raven, the carry of sorts, keeping in at level 3. But hey, why not? That's what you gotta do sometimes. Yep, they want this 33 kill, and they've got the magic damage from the Burning Spears, as well as the Dark Willow here. He's going to follow it up with a Shadow Realm hit. Should be close to a kill here.
He's surely making them work for it.
Yeah.
And I think that's honestly okay. The amount of time that they spent to blow him up was, I mean, the creep wave's dead.
They did keep the siege creep alive though, and with some skeletons, they should be able to bring it down still. Looks like Radiant do have a glyph. Not sure if they're going to use it here. TNC tanking tower shots now just to make sure they get this tower. They will succeed. Raven even gave the last hit.
Yeah, they give it to him so you can get back into this.
Sunstrike not going to land. Leap away as Zai's level 1 stun does not last particularly long. Something that CNC may be over
expecting, yeah, the double stun. But even with that, it's still only, what, 0.5 seconds per level. Used to stun a little bit longer.
Yeah, level 1 I think used to be a full second even.
Yeah, and that's one of the nice things that TNC's done is they kind of cut their losses basically. So when you do an aggressive trialing like this, if the enemies just leave the lane, then you just never find kills no matter what. Great arrow on Peter.
Oh yeah. Tims is going to follow it up with a Curse Ground for some even more stun duration. Peter tries to deny himself to these newts, won't succeed in doing so as they make their way to the shrine.
So now because they haven't been able to catch up as many kills randomly across the map, Zai doesn't have as much to grab. The Sunstrike kill made it all kind of cascades here.
Raven down bottom. He needs to be careful though. There's a lot of heroes coming his way, including a Bloodseeker with Rupture.
Well, I think they'll see the Dragon Knight coming.
Yep.
Without too much worry here, but
he should know this top lane might be the safe place to farm, although Sam H is already up there. So yeah, he's gonna TP his way out of there. Go for the jungle, in fact.
So last hit wise, pretty even across the board. Very even game gold wise.
Yep.
Tower's dead on both sides. We're pretty much mirror images here. I guess I would argue Dragon Knight playing from behind is not as bad as Huskar. Maybe something you could say, but Huskar has more ability to kind of snowball out of control in a short period of time.
It's also like the farm distribution in general, like OpTic. I'd say OG. They are an OG, but not the one most users would think. They've got it on, you know, their main carry, Pycat, and their mid CNC Invoker, whereas TNC, their top farmer is Sam H. He's normally like the playmaking initiator who has less farm, so they're just going to be less comfortable when Raven's having a bad game. Whereas 33 having a bad game, that's a 3 position normal thing.
Yep, and still here that can absolutely contribute in that way. land stuns at the right time, move around pushing, split push, that kind of stuff. But SamH going to TP out, prepping for a smoke here at the Shrine, and they group up. I don't think that one was spotted by the Radiant team. They've got decent wards actually to control any kind of aggressive movement, and they're predicting something. They put the scan down, but it's a little early actually.
I wonder if that will mislead Pycat, who is trying to find this small camp here.
Oh, it was a dire scan, excuse me.
SamH could scout him out. He walks into the bramble, unfortunately, and there's going to be a stun to follow up with the Wraith Fire Blast. There's going to be an arrow and a Curse Crown. Pycat doesn't get a chance to cast a single spell there.
Bramble is so tough, man. You're trying to hurry, but sometimes you just don't expect the cast range to catch you in one little Bramble and everything's set up. So they will start the pressure mid at least. All you need is a Brown Boots and a Belt of Strength, and Dragon Knight feels valuable here. Get some tower damage in.
Yep.
Trying his best not to stun his friends.
Yeah, this is just some casual tower damage here. SamH shows up with a Wraith Fire Blast. Not sure that's the best follow-up. This Impale, just level 2. Lion, not really particularly high level. It's 10 minutes in, he's still only level 3. Desperately going to need some experience somewhere on the map as OpTic look to continue pressuring this tier 1. Salve up on the DK, he's going to keep chipping it whenever he can with the corrosive attack from his Green Dragon. He gets stunned again. Armel blinks it with a Starstorm, and that's going to be enough to bring down 33.
Yeah, isn't able to get his wand off in time.
Yep.
Little too much burst damage, a little too hard to force that one. Another death for 33, but still not that much gold. I mean, his net worth is literally 100 away from Earth Spirit's position, so it does force a lot of reactions. A lot of spells were used there, and even still the supports on the enemy team aren't even that highly leveled, so it doesn't feel that bad to me.
Huskar's game has been a bit salvaged though. He's back up to getting an armlet, his boots on the way as well, so it's no longer just the story of an underfarmed Husker and DK who is struggling and falling behind. It's now really just the DK who's suffering.
I would say the biggest lacking from though is levels. So level 6 on Husker at this stage is certainly low. So it should be easy to kill him. His damage output is still going to be high, but his survivability won't be impregnable like normal. So if they can rotate the right heroes over, absolutely they can get a kill on this guy.
See a smoke from the OpTic supports as they look to perhaps team up with Pycat. He's the most farmed Radiant hero. And unlike the Invoker, who's also very farmed, he's the one who wants to fight more and be aggressive, make some plays happen. So playing around him is definitely the right call, as we'll see what they can achieve up top. Even just taking a tier 2 tower here, it's 11 minutes in. That's a nice pickup for them if they can get it. Instead, it's going to be Dark Willow who runs into them with the Shadow Realm and immediately pops the smoke and gets out.
Yeah, so they're doing a good job trying to get the silence off in time, but it doesn't catch him before the Shadow Realm. So would have been an easy kill otherwise. And they did spot the, I believe, the Mirana, as well as the, I think it was the Wraith King used to be down there, so they felt comfortable trying to make a play there.
I used Moonlight Shadow, looks like to initiate on mid, but they actually spotted the Wraith King going invis up top, I believe, so.
Yeah, in the Sentry mid lane spotting him out.
Oh, Raven.
Was
that's a Sunstrike. Oh my, in base, CC&C.
Where did he see him from? There's
Must have predicted it.
I mean, he saw him in the jungle earlier maybe. They go for a D-ward now, but that was like...
He saw him with the Bloodseeker passive.
Oh, okay. That makes a lot of sense.
And he's probably armlet toggling, gets low.
Yeah. Has to predict. Maybe he forgot about
his history, yeah. I mean, he may have, yeah, it's one of those things you may see the thirst on you, but then think, oh, I'm fine, and then, yeah, Sunstrike comes out.
Well, that's a huge one.
Nicely done. Yeah.
449 gold going to CC&C for that one. That's half of a piece of his Aghanim Scepter parts.
So, see OpTic continue to play around this top side of the map. Wraith King did finish his blink now and immediately smoking up with Armel, looking to make some plays happen. It was also Lion who's hit level 6 finally. So 13 minutes in, I believe he used that Experience Tome.
Ooh, perfect grab here if they can get him.
Yeah, he's got 4 orbs. He wants to plant some of these nice and deep. There's an arrow follow-up. Easy kill. Don't even have to use that long cooldown of Finger of Death. So even better.
This is what the line does. Earth Spike into an arrow, that's a guaranteed kill every single time, and it still has the ability to do so many other things. If that's a Shadow Demon and he buys a BKB, then this doesn't work out as long, but Lion has absolutely shown his value so far.
Yep. He's going to plant some of those 4 ops that he'd been stocking up. Cuckoo getting those fantasy points, as getting them nice and deep in some slightly unconventional places. We'll see if PPD can sniff him out or not.
Well, tower falls. So I'm gonna try for a solo kill mid, or top that is.
Didn't hit the roll, but doesn't seem to matter. He still hits the stun and silence. The damage over time from the Magnetize is gonna be enough. Gets the kill back at mid. It's Vengeful Spirit King initiate on. They're gonna take down the Wraith King, but he has got the Reincarnation. Rupture though is gonna be there when he respawns if they want to throw it out. Don't even know they do need it. And there's gonna be a Chaos Meteor to bring down SamH a second time, but comes at the cost of the Dragon Knight still seems like a decent hold for OpTic.
Yeah, a lot of choices there for 3-3 to make. What does he go for the Huskar stun? But I think stunning the Wraith King under tower is definitely the right move. Maybe he's blink aggressively to get in, not quite sure, but again, he's kind of just spending his hero's resources in the way that he's just trying to get as tanky as possible and forcing his opponents to spend spells on him, and he's absolutely succeeding there.
I mean, in Invis is Armel, and he's got a line to back him up, so which one are they going to go on here? Earthspirit's nearby, though, and he's got that long range roll to help people out. The arrow going to follow up with a Style Storm. They need to kill Pycat and kill him quickly. Do succeed in doing so. There's a Hex as well, but Lion in all sorts of trouble will end up going down.
Wasted Terrorize at least, so small value there for OpTic, but losing a carry like that for support, not a good spot to be in. In the meantime, Raven's still just getting lots of farm on the top lane, queuing up treads, aiming for a halberd afterwards, but I think OpTic has got to be happy with the position that the Huskar's in this game. I just don't think he's going to be the biggest threat. On the bright side, bounties aplenty for TNC as they glide to a 2k gold advantage.
I think the issue becomes it really isn't just about Huskar though, because both Wraith King and Mirana are farming very well and both will scale well. Wraith King going for the same build we saw last game, at least queued up. Blink, Blade Mail, Radiance, and this is I feel like this is probably the most standard common Wraith King build I see, at least in pro games, as well as some pub games, is that you just get the Blade Mail and then you farm up this big Radiance time, and you can still fight while you're farming for the Radiance. Like, even when you have 3-4k gold stocked up, you're still very useful, assuming you have Reincarnation.
Yeah, that's a good point. Peter Pan Dam gonna get caught here by the gank here. Tim's actually misclicking with his shadow thing, but Venge might stay alive, actually.
The raindrops helping save his life there, it looks like.
I mean, if he didn't misclick, that was a kill.
Yep.
Probably. I guess it would have raindrop blocked all the damage, but perhaps.
Not bad for TNC, who may be eyeing off Roshan fairly soon. Huskar, of course, a hero that always wants to grab that early Aegis as much as possible.
And OpTic actually just kind of playing passive for the last 5 or so minutes. TNC's doing a great job, like, grouping up and smoking at the right times, but on OpTic's side, looks like they want a little time. Still 1,000 gold till BKB and Bloodseeker, so that the fights will go better there. And again, once another smoke.
Middle tower is under attack.
CC is definitely who they want.
Yeah, they would love to find the Invoker. They think he's farming very safely out here up in the top lane, but it's not the case.
They'll probably just stick around. I mean, it's a long ways to like Forge Spirits to push lanes out. But he could actually kill this Huskar though, with like a Cold Snap and a Meteor. I guess he would still ulti Life Break, remove the Cold Snap, and be fine. Maybe this is a really hard kill.
It's not, I guess, not a guarantee enough. We'll see if he pokes his head out or not. There's been these TNC heroes have been missing for so long now that they're going to reveal themselves. At this point, you're just assuming like if someone's up here, they realize we've been missing for a good 45 seconds. Mid lane CCNC terrorized, pushed back into a Bramble Maze. Armel gonna line up an arrow with a leap. Doesn't get the Starstorm out though. I don't think there was gonna be quite enough damage regardless, and the arrow duration was just, to hit the arrow he had to leap forward, so that was a very short arrow stun. And they won't get the kill, but they are pushing top, so not the end of the world.
Tim's putting a big show of force in here, even though he's literally the only person here. No cooldowns, no mana pool. Zai might spot him, but that was a nice little move by him. Like, no other way can you convince, like, please slow down this push than TPing in that aggressively with that little spells and casting something. And here they come this time, though.
Wraith King at TP in 33, just holding his ground to try and secure the tower. Perhaps just willing to throw away his life for the cause, but OpTic maybe have other ideas. They've got a lot of people up here. They're going to see Lion finger the Earthspirit. They want to bring him down before he uses any spells. The Magnetize does not come out, and Wraith King wants to chase. He's got Blink soon. Can he get it off? He blinks forward, finds, well, a couple of stuns, but he tanks those with a Reincarnation. I don't think he cares if he dies here. He's slowed 2 heroes, killing him. Maybe the death of OpTic, and that's why you just want to leave Wraith King alive half the time. They lose 2 heroes just for a Reincarnation cooldown. That is not worth it for them.
Yeah, as soon as they lost the Earthspirit, they needed to get out. And I don't blame 3-3 for sticking around. He was trying to interrupt the Blink Dagger with damage to cover his allies or land a stun, but the Blink came off cooldown too early. And at that point, it was kind of a hard middle that they'd stuck around a little bit too late.
It's one of those counterintuitive moments where you should have stunned the Wraith King and ran away, even though he's got 100 health. Just let him live. It was a level 1 ulti. He levels it up now, so it's still that long 200-second cooldown. So he's got to wait for quite some time to make another maybe team fight impact, but he's got Blink Blade Mail.
It's gonna be a while till he gets to level 20 though, and CCNC does have level 12 with an axe, 3 points in a Wex, so we could start seen. Some EMP is matter, perhaps.
Unlike though some of the other mana burn heroes, it's like the nature of Tornado MP is like you can almost always get your wand off afterwards to give you enough mana to reincarnate. Whereas if you get stunned and you're hit by like a PL or a Weaver, you don't get a chance to pop your wand half the time.
Yeah, that's true. And with the Blade Mill, he's got more mana than normal. They did notice the bottom ulti come through, though. Zai was scouting things out with an Invis rune. They just need to stand on the high ground. Peter's going to be the one possibly tanking the gank, scan in the Roche pit as well, but now Zai's going to spot Tim's. He could solo kill him, perhaps.
And he's going to go for it. Stun silence with a Sunstrike. Nicely played. TNC gets the last hit even.
Yep. No hesitation at all from Zai there.
OpTic, Braver Roshan here. It doesn't look like they have that in mind. They do have the Wave of Terror with some damage amp, but
it's not even that great, I don't think. We've seen other Avenge lineups try the same thing. They do not kill Roche that rapidly.
Yeah.
Maybe something that's not as important these days.
OpTic showing CNC top, but they're actually coming bottom to defend. They know Samage doesn't have ultimate, I believe. They're going to initiate on him. The immediate TP out gets cancelled. Raven also needs to find a way out here. He's got a TP. Can he find a way to use it in the trees? And they bring down the Wraith King eventually as the chase is on, and Raven actually does not get caught up to. 33 doesn't have a Blink Dagger or any kind of gap close. He's got one queued up, but because of how bad of a game he's got, it's hard to get those extra kills.
Either way, some great grabs though. It's definitely one thing that Earthspirit helps out as a 4. Like compared to a lot of other ganking or team fighters, a lot of times heroes like Earthspirit that can affect and interrupt TPs, they need Blink Dagger first, but he's got it built in with his Rolling Boulder, and it's actually been impactful in a couple of these engagements already. Someone calling? I mean, it's only TI, right? What if it's what if it's like a really good offer or something?
I'm not sure what someone calling means. Maybe yelling, because your phones only get taken away. So
that's a good point, actually.
I don't think it actually means phone. But bounty runes come out again. TNC grab the initial 2. There's 2 more which are untaken, which they can also grab. So could see another 4 TNC bounty rune, which has been big chunk of gold. I feel like that's close to like 3,000 or 4,000 gold just from bounty runes that TNC have over OpTic.
And it feels like a staple for both games that OpTic is maybe not always on top of snagging bounties. I don't know if that's just a. I'm not necessarily sure why. Maybe they play a little slower. Maybe they're more defensive. Kuku looking dead in the mid lane at least.
Yeah. Swap, cold snap, easy pickings. Not the biggest deal for him. Pretty small kill to be giving away. As deep aggressive wards do get planted. He got the tower tonight, so it's actually totally worth it, by the way.
Oh, I didn't notice that. That's really good.
Denies more gold than you get.
Some experience maybe, but not a big loss there.
And hey, Raven's like, wait, there's a bounty rune here? 2130? Okay.
I'll take that one. Halberd's finish on Huskar gonna be really useful against heroes like Bloodseeker. And even Invoker sometimes can be really helpful.
Yeah.
3-3. Ooh, very close. Almost nailed by that arrow. Almost a rare mistake. Interesting skill build too, the old 3-3-3 Dragon Knight. Not common, but 0.75 seconds of stun.
Sticking true to his name.
That's a really good point, actually. Yes.
Gonna go full immersion. The really crippling thing about these bounty runes isn't so much the cores, it's because that's team gold. That's where the supports take the biggest hit in terms of the percent of their net worth. That's where, you know, last game PPD couldn't finish an urn. This game, DK struggling to finish a Blink Dagger. Earthspirit just has an urn. These supports wish they were getting these bounty runes.
Does put a sentry down though. TNC does spot this out, but they have better control in this area of the map. They're doing a good job hiding. I like how they're deep in the trees. Don't even give them an opportunity to initiate.
They're going to fall back and probably try and pick Roche themselves now, feeling like it's pretty safe to do so. Earthspirit, though, in the neighborhood, in a pretty cheeky little spot here where he could go for a Roche steal.
Yeah, get your Twitch clips ready, guys.
Whoa.
Give me it.
Armel misses the arrow. The Sunstrike going to give some vision, so now he can time it. He has a very good idea of when Roche is going to go down. Zai poised to strike. Here comes the roll with a stun to follow up. Gets it perfectly. Gets the last hit as well. Zai, Dota dies immediately. Wraith King, though, the one who dies on the TNC side, does have reincarnation immediately. Arrow hits the DK as he goes blinking, and they kill the Huskar. Wraith King's got no way to survive his second life. He's going to go down as well. And 33 somehow doesn't die. Zai with a magical little play to get OpTic Gaming back in game number 2. They're not done yet. They're going to get Armel. The Sunstrike, not enough to kill him off, but Zai is there to finish it. Well-deserved kill going his way. And there's the tip. Zai, the man of the moment.
That was
fantastic
what a play. Sunstrike obviously helping in a big way, but they were not ready for an Earth Spirit from the right side, and he's lived in their jungle the last like 3 minutes, waiting for this moment, putting wards down, and with this information, I feel like OpTic has used this to not get killed on the map. They just felt so much more confident the last 5 minutes.
It's like they were just waiting for the Roche fight to happen because of Earth Spirit. Like, yeah, he was living in the enemy jungle, getting down wards, but even after getting the ward stun, he just stayed in that exact like cliff spot for the longest time. Oh, CNC, you do not have the Aegis. Your team may have just secured a Roshan, but you need to be careful. Swapped away to safety. They're going to come in with the Wraith King here. The Finger of Death will help finish him off. Slamix doesn't have Reincarnation, but it doesn't matter. They've got a showing of force here. They've got numbers. As Raven pops up, will bring down PPD. Full-on retreat now for the rest of OpTic. And that's Zai's Earth Spirit rolling and TPing away. Nicely done. Will escape.
He needs a vacay, man. He's out of Stone Remnants. He's got one left here. Definitely a big loss there. CC trying to push that those cooldowns a little bit too far. And once again, it's always like a single Bramble Maze catches a hero. And it doesn't feel like it's if you're playing this hero, it just feels so rough to land those Bramble Mazes. But Tim's always gets the edge on one important heroes that leads into the catch, that gets another stun, and just constantly is getting kills for his team. 1, 2, and 9. Doesn't look impressive on the scoreboard, but he's making really good plays this game.
He's been definitely one of the big playmakers for them. As things will still look overall pretty good for TNC. They're going to Moonlight Shadow up and take a deep venture onto the OpTic side of the map. They've lost majority of their vision here, which is perhaps partly the reason for this, so they can try and sneak out some bounty runes and also a kill if possible, but none present themselves.
They'll feel good about this fight though. They do see Raven jungling over here, so if they can force a team fight, they'll definitely...
And what do you know? You know, TNC getting 4 bounty runes. We've seen this before. We've seen this again. This goal difference, I want to say, is almost entirely bounty runes right now.
It's got to be. If I was an OpTic coach, I would certainly bring it up once in a while.
Yeah.
But
I mean, we're seeing it not just like from TNC and like OpTic not doing it. It's like every team will smoke and make plays around bounty runes.
Yes.
It's like, oh, bounty runes coming up. Let's grab 3 heroes, smoke, and go and find a kill. Even if you don't find a team fight, you find a single pick-off and you secure bounty runes. It's basically like killing multiple heroes.
It definitely comes down to what kind of heroes you have, though. I mean, not that OpTic Gaming's lineup looks that abnormal or anything, but if you have lots of low cooldown ultimates, that kind of a thing, then it's fine to do these fights. Like Dragon Knight, not great at these little bounty rune fights because you don't necessarily want to commit to something that might be a half-hearted fight. So another great tower deny. Tim's being the one for this one, so 2 towers denied now against OpTic, but still great map control around the enemy jungle. This is normally where they want to play, but it's also where heroes like Huskar have to live because he can't push lanes very fast, and he is a bit vulnerable to a lot of focus pressure from like 3 heroes.
A little 3-man smoke down bottom. Pycat could be on the receiving end. He does have a BKB, but Lion has a Blink, and that's one of the best ways to counter BKB. A Blink Hex, a Blink Impale. This could be the death of Pycat if he's not careful. He's close to his tower, but not close enough. Blink Impale is there. Pycat, no instant BKB. He should be going down here. The Boulder Smash, almost there in time to save him, but it's not going to be enough. Zai wants to turn this one around, though. He's going to buy back as well. They should be able to get some kills off of this OpTic. We'll get the Husker initially. Can they find more? Cuckoo going for the TP out. It's a longish TP. He barely makes it up. PPD trying to get the swap, but it was too late, and he just swaps his teammate. And I think TNC are going to feel great about that. Bloodseeker bought back.
Yeah, the buyback was really costly there. About 1,000 gold loss for Bloodseeker.
Yeah. I think they misread it. They must have assumed, it felt like they looked like it was going to be a big team fight, and like, oh, they're all here. They just ganked me by a tower. Let's take them in a like 5v5 situation. But it was just a little gank squad. It was like, let's gank, let's get out.
I mean, it could have been really scary, right? If the whole team is there and they kill Pycat like that and win a team fight. The creep wave is there as well. That could have just been a Rax that happens all of a sudden in a 27-minute window. So
yeah, very true.
This is one of those things that you have to buy back really fast in a lot of cases to make the window of making the team fights better. So if you hesitate, bad stuff like that happens. So when you play unpredictable, like TNC has been with some of these movements, that's when you start getting these little edges over your opponent. In this case, a big edge.
Yep. That's one of those smoke kicks I feel like is very random. Like, maybe not random, it was obviously there was a clear purpose to it, but very few teams would make a play like that.
Yep.
Like, oh, let's just, you know, we're showing 2 heroes, there's a Wraith King pushing top. This dire side going all the way down to this bottom lane to find a kill right by the enemy tier 3 is definitely an unexpected play.
And Sammage prepping for the Radiance now.
Yep. He's playing the somewhat pseudo carry role this game. He's Well, similar farm to the Husker, but he's going to be much more the front liner than the Husker.
Yeah. I mean, especially because Zai is doing so well, 5, 2, and 6. He's picked up Spirit Vessel. You could really see it against a Huskar. Like, once he initiated and he dropped the ultimate and put the Spirit Vessel on Huskar, Huskar was wrecked. There was not much he could do. He's not going to get as much healing. He can't armlet toggle very safely, so really straightforward for Zai, at least until he gets BKB on Huskar. So for now, it seems like ganks is kind of the way that TNC has to play. Lincoln's was the Armo pickup as well, to protect him against Rupture, but he hasn't really felt like somebody that can also jump into a fight and just be really happy with how things are going. So maybe TNC just does these poking things and gets these ganks off to try to delay things until they have the big items on their heroes.
Yep. Right, definitely can work. For OpTic side, it just kind of feels like, you know, they're playing this slower game. They're looking towards the late game, and if they're going late game, it really needs to be CCNC who pulls them through, because DK has no farm whatsoever to scale with, and Bloodseeker, you know, BKB, Halberd, this is not a scaling build, so it really is all in on this late game Invoker. He's going to have to hit some sick combos.
But with the Dragon Knight being behind like this, he's not going to collect more farm that rapidly, especially when it maxes out Breathe Fire last.
Yeah,
which is understandable for the way he's trying to play here. He's trying to be the guy that takes the focus and takes a lot of damage, takes a lot of spells, but it obviously his farm level is really starting to suffer. 7,500 for him. But maybe he's just feeling like, I can't actually catch up at this point. I'm too far behind for the Dragon Knight, so I'm just going to focus on stuns, being in the right place at the right time, and pushing towers. And he's done that. But they need to start winning team fights, because things are going to get out of control if they just stay stagnant and get little ganks here and there every 5 minutes. They're just going to get out farmed.
Bottom lane, there's a big Skelly army on a tier 3 tower, so I'd say somebody has to address this. Bounty runes coming up in OpTic. Birds, they've got bounty runes. 2
whole bounty runes. Incredible.
Christmas Day.
Richest they felt in a while.
Supports are happy. Look at that. Immediately, items being bought. This Halberd, it just shows up out of nowhere. Yeah. Look what a couple bounty runes will do.
Changes everything. And 3-3's inching closer towards his Black King bar. About 500 go for that. That way he can super confidently initiate, actually.
Yep.
Almost a BKB on Morana. They're going to try to catch her. Get the silence off. Good initiation. Now the stun. Perfectly played there by Zai. And that's an item that doesn't help you against Earth Spirit. The Lincoln's is pretty much useless.
Very nicely played, hitting those rolling stuns and silences.
OpTic is real happy with that one. At minimum, it's going to be a buyback force, but very likely they get the tier 2 here. Roshan is actually up in about 40 seconds, same time that Morana is respawning, but they're just going to go high ground here. Why not keep pushing?
Yep. Hey, it looks... TNC are going to have to come back and do something about this.
Maybe looking for a swap here.
And they've got the double siege creeps, which is a big part of why they probably went for this push. They put Alacrity on one, they're pinging it. TNC's like, we're going to do something about this siege creep. We just lost a tier 3 tower out of nothing. Alacrity siege is so goddamn good.
Wasn't that a full HP tower before this? It was. The tier 2 tower just died. And now those 2 catapults actually killed the tower.
It melted.
By themselves. With Venge Aura, but mostly 100 damage from Alacrity here. And now the game just completely changes. With that small moment of them getting the Morana kill, because they didn't want to buy back. I mean, I don't think they expected the catapults to kill the tower that fast, but they get tier 2, they get the tier 3, they're going to deal with shrines, and now the map control from TNC is just utterly different.
It really just all comes back to those 2 bounty runes, Birds, I gotta say.
Yeah, I think you're right. that's the difference, mate. The confidence. They hear that gold and they're like, you know what, guys? It's going to be all right.
Well, that puts them in a good place. Next Roach has respawned. TNC have got to be thinking, that was a bit of a mess up here. We lost a tier 3 tower, we lost shrines, we lost a lot of map control. We need to right this ship as they may look to play around Sam H. He got this Radiance and they've yet to kind of fight around him and achieve anything with it. His level 3 ulti also online, which is a big timing. 40-second cooldown. You really would want to be fighting as often as possible when you have a level 3 ulti on Wraith King.
Well, they're going to pop Potom ulti at least. They've got Haste Rune on Dark Willow. Nope, never mind, running out.
CCNC needs to be careful here in this mid lane. He's a little bit exposed. Does have a swap to back him up though.
Yes, and lots of BKBs on the course. So they're going to go on the Dragon Knight instantly. He's going to, oh, great swap to buy time.
Root caught him though. He is going to BKB before Armor Starstorm hits though. So they take out the Venge with these. Can they bring down CCNC? He pops his BKB, already very low though. And on the Dire side, they've taken no casualties and did finish off the Dragon Knight.
Rupture used to.
Right.
I got Kukulo.
Yeah.
It's very tempting. I'm sure Bloodseeker salivating right now.
Can they take Roshan off of that? That's a dead DK, and I think just as importantly, BKBs were used, at least on the Invoker. Bloodseeker still has his. Dire side used a BKB on both Mirana and Husker, but I would say somewhat less dependent on these for a fight.
They can't even easily cross here. They're going to pop smoke. Tim's in a great position, though. Very likely that he'll be able to block the CCNC dropping some Forge Grids. They know they're approaching, but Tornado comes through.
Yep. A little bit too late. Are they going to take this fight? That'd be very brave. They should know where PPD is off that wave of terror. You're going charging forward, but OpTic do avoid getting caught.
I think he's maybe trying to just vision, break blink daggers, that kind of a thing, prevent chase. So they don't get the defend. Definitely a little tough for them, but it was actually amazing how effective it was to jump in like that and just burst down 33. They threw all the nukes on him. He would have died instantly without swap, no BKB out of him. And it really needed to go the opposite way. The Dragon Knight's basically playing the same kind of role as what the Wraith King normally does. Jump in tanky, disable a guy, and let your allies follow. But they weren't the initiators themselves.
And even though, bottom lane, TP in, that's going to be
cheese.
One life. Oh, uses the cheese. That's not what you expect when he has reincarnation, but should be able to find PPD. Hex Impale, nothing. Cuckoo couldn't find him. He used the Impale already. I guess wrong with where he was.
Yeah, guessed on this line here.
And couldn't get vision for a Hex. So nicely done to get out of there. And the cheese was used, which was
not bad.
Win for OpTic, even if just a small one. It's weird because the swap is a save, but it still feels like the best way for TNC to fight is just to blink stun a hero, even if they know that hero's getting saved. Because if they get into half health, they're less likely to be able to team fight. Raven mid.
He's not going to BKB. Okay.
He's got the Aegis. He is going to go for the BKB. Is he going to turn and fight? You betcha. There's a hero in rage. He has been ruptured. He's kind of stuck in place here. Doesn't want to go for a life break just yet. He's got Pycat BKB'd up in front of him. Now he goes for the life break with the rupture wearing off. He's going to go chasing after him. Gets caught by the halberd, unfortunately, so he can't do too much damage. But Pycat's lost all his teammates. No Invoker, no Venge, and no life left for him. At least not for another 75 seconds as the push goes down mid. TNC taking game one and now in a fantastic spot for game number 2. A 2-0 in this very contentious Group B would be absolutely massive.
They did get 2 bounty runs though, at least. But ultimately it comes down to the same thing that's happened every single other team fight. TNC jumps in, puts a stun on an important hero, they drop Finger of Death, every nuke that they can, and they get a kill. This time I was on Invoker.
You burst down that first target, or you get them very low and they get swapped out, but either way they're removed from the fight. So you know you have an edge whether you kill them or not. You've got heroes that are just less dependent on some of those spells. It can be a buyback from Bloodseeker. Husker just going to immediately delete Earthspring. He's got no buyback. 33 TP'd in with a BKB, but he just does no damage. Once his BKB 4, it's going to stun out on Raven, but is there a follow-up? There is a Rupture. He's got an Aegis. He may just not care. He can stand still. He's going to get tornadoed. Sunstrike follow-up. Can they kill him once? Better question, perhaps, can they kill him twice? They'll kill him once, bring him down, as does the Wraith King. He pops the Blade Mail on respawn. If they want to go for Sam H, they sure as hell can, and they're going to kill him a second time, so no respawn here. Probably wishes he still had that cheese as they do go looking for Raven's Husker. Melee Rack was claimed. They're going to go for it. BKB on Raven if he needs it. Doesn't look like he does. And Willow's out of there.
All right. I mean, I thought that was okay. They did get the full set of racks, but it felt a little bit worse. They are still very able to kill the Wraith Knight. Lots of magic damage, basically. So until he gets something like a BKB, and he's got the money, 6k gold,
6k, yeah.
He dies real fast.
I think that's the right pickup here, but we'll see if he does end up committing to it or not.
Seems like TNC's been just using BKB, but BKB is a little bit better. But I don't really blame CCNC in the mid lane because they had great vision. They had wards up on both sides, but the pod multi got used. They dust the Huskar, so they know where Huskar is, but they don't want to pop BKBs just on the off chance that it's Huskar alone and nobody else shows up. So it's like one of those hard moments, and instantly you get a blink hex or a blink stun, and if you can't react in time, it's over. Like your hero's going to get bursted down. So tough moment there. Maybe they just needed to be a bit quicker killing the Huskar initially or something, but
it's kind of almost like the nature of the heroes that it's a lot easier for TNC to BKB because they can usually see the stuns coming. There's no real... The blink stun from a DK is kind of instant, but on the dire side, a blink hex or a blink impale from Cuckoo's very hard to dodge. Wraith Fire Blast possible, but tricky, so much easier for TNC to use BKB as well.
Yeah, those are one of those like super high level things where a small reaction time difference can be an absolute change. Like if you are fast enough to get a BKB off, they're looking for a swap maybe on the Wraith King, but he's got BKB active and they notice that. They know it's not time to go now. Yeah. Pre-BKB, yeah, kill him twice maybe, but definitely not now. Now, maybe now.
They're going to try and maybe get a free cheap kill on him. They don't want to commit too much. They're not throwing any BKBs. They will get that first kill. They're not even... Oh, they are going to stay around here. SamH immediately BKB looks to turn it by Urspirit. Got hexed up when he went in here. He gets taken out without getting too much off. Did get the magnetize out. SamH is dying a second time even with the BKB. Not bad for OpTic, but they have lost CNC. Armel found him, and he's going to throw out an arrow. It doesn't hit 33 here, but Raven's there with the burning spears. Should be able to do enough damage to 33. He's trying to hide in the trees, but that strat doesn't work. This isn't TI1 anymore. You don't stay in the trees. You're going to get out of them and go and fight. Tim's is going to find Pike out as well. The Finger of Death getting him nice and low. Perfectly primed for Tims to finish him off and get a double kill. He even got PPD. They're all dead. They've all got no buyback. It's GG. OpTic have been 2-0'd here, and TNC going to be going to sleep with smiles on their faces tonight.
I think OpTic did a great job with the heroes they had. The Dragon Knight always playing from a position of weakness. The initiation of TNC was just superior, and it just made me feel very confident in TNC over OpTic as a team. Like, they both games...
For the Eidolons, didn't it?
The temptations of, if you see 10 Eidolons around you, you're pressing that Echo Slam.
Well, Moogie doesn't put himself next to it, so it doesn't get himself at risk.
Moogie could have been under it.
Could have been.
You never know. So why not go for it?
Well, now Echo's on cooldown for quite a while, 120 seconds.
That's chill. 12 minutes, 6 for 6. SCCC. Maelstrom goes to travel, of course, to start the game off.
What's the XI&Q build? It's a Meteor Hammer. So it's not the Maelstrom, it's not the Mask of Madness.
Oh. Okay.
So he is looking to be the actual just pusher. He's going to be pushing out lanes with Splinter Blast and then trying to get onto towers with Meteor Hammer. And he can also do the combo. Winter's Curse into Meteor Hammer.
Radiant structures are fortified.
As long as it doesn't get disabled.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Top lane, the tier 1 tower nearly going down. On Newbee's side, the pressure is on from Serenity.
Well, Kaka was close to phase boots before him, and now Kaka's at 1500 or 1600 gold. So I might actually just go for rushing that Blink Dagger. Rushing, 13 minutes, but supporters, of course.
Sitting dove. We'll be fine until XCJ coming in with the dive. Kaka's got the ultimate. Some rain coming across, trying to keep GGG alive, but GGG's too deep. Newbee with the TP reaction will be enough to cut him off. They'll look for the dive forward onto XCJ, and XCJ gets cut down by a silent fist from SCCC.
And it looks like Kaka actually didn't know that the Echo's on bottom.
Bottom indeed. KP with the black hole, straight up onto ZYD. Newbee finding 3 kills up and down the map.
Newbee looking a lot more disciplined.
Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
Serenity's making some very individual plays, every single one of them. Not playing so much as a team in comparison to Newbee. But yeah, Kaka was chasing the Earthshaker, and it looked like he thought the Shaker had Echo, and he actually backed off when he would have had a kill. So
Kaka, he will let that Blink Dagger.
yeah, it's gonna be done.
Gonna happen.
Clap. Most of these creeps. That's pretty threatening. Ursa with Blink this early, even versus like the supports like Phoenix and Earthshaker.
And a support Ursa, as you said.
Yeah, you get killed very easily.
Ursa. Goes to travel done on SCCCCC.
Invisibility.
So that could be that's probably one of the cool things too about having the Dominator with Enigma, I guess, is that they can always bring, with the Dominator creep, the Boots of Travel, in theory, you should be able to bring down SCCC to join KP.
Oh, the smoke. Moogie was there.
Middle tower is under attack.
Ouch.
So Serenity unlikely to be able to make a play with that, as they did want to try and move around with the Echo back online.
Dyer's
Moogie
top
knew.
tower is under attack.
He's actually hunting a little bit coming up. Got his eyes on PYW. YW. Getting frostbitten. Turns with the Fisher. Goes for the slam.
He doesn't have backup of his teammates. It's just XI&Q. They're now bringing in the Storm.
See if TYD can do something in response. He's going to get frostbitten by Fate. TYD, zipping forward, looking to chase down the CM. He's got the Vortex to drag him in. There's the root from SCCC. May lose his life from returning. Indeed, he's rooted, he's zipped, he's zapped, he can't get out.
And also top Kaka with the Blink Dagger reveal, jumps on top of Phoenix. Kills him right away. Actually kills the Supernova after he pops it.
Newbee looking very strong, very early on this game.
He's got a blinker. I mean, it's a 6K gold lead. Everything is really working out great for them.
Yeah. KP had some solid, just straight heads up black hole plays for the solo kills.
Yeah. Has GGG found the Dominator creep? I think he may have just found it. I think he just ate it. KP grabbed the new one immediately right after I heard him use Death Pact.
Yeah, done so. A bit of lag here. We'll be able to get it back on pretty soon, but as you can see, all three cores of Newbee sitting at the top of the network board.
Yep, and they have a support Ursa who's not so far away, also level 11, which is keeping in par, if not ahead of the cores. He's actually 2 levels ahead of the Wyvern, a full level ahead of the Clinks, and the same level as his Enigma. With 54 last hits. I've been farming quite a bit. He got given a lot.
It's looking like a very good opening for Newbee. The draft has certainly made sense, and
a lot more orthodox of a draft in comparison. Sure, it's got the support Ursa, but you know this one has core Wyvern and I mean, some you know the Echo Slam on some creeps, some bizarre stuff coming up from Serenity.
Does Jinkyu really want to go for that Meteor Hammer? Saving the money up.
Save the money.
I think he might want to just get a blink instead.
Blink looks like it could help quite a lot because of how far PYW is from it.
Yeah. Just someone to sort of get in and set things up so they can have that combo that they dreamed of with the Supernova, with the Echo Slam. But we'll see. He's holding on to the money for now, hasn't invested in any parts of the Meteor Hammer. See what Jinkyu's plans are. OW. He's having his eyes on the middle lane.
They just have some problems like with this Weaver and the Ember. They can't actually go for kills on either of these two heroes because of how elusive they are, and their main catch is just really the Shaker to go for that. They don't have any other. I mean, they follow up Disable from like the Vortex, but it's not your traditional, you know, it's not your traditional Disable, it's traditional stuns.
And interesting to see this as well. So
Which one's this one?
does go in.
Okay.
So he's not going to, he is indeed going to buy the components of the Meteor Hammer, but also he's a core Wyvern.
Go for the GPM over the damage.
Still takes the GPM over 60 damage. Is that, do core Wyverns not normally take the 60 damage?
I've seen the supports back in the day taking the damage too.
Yeah.
But I guess he's feeling the pace of this game and the way everything's kind of going. He wants some more gold.
60 damage is a lot.
60 is a lot, especially with the range that you're hitting as a Wyvern.
Doesn't want it. He's a greedy boy. Wants that money.
I mean, they all really are. Just looking at the way, look how they're split up. They're kind of each playing their own game. That's what I was talking about. Well, we see Newbee. They're grouping up. They're looking for smokes constantly. They're looking to just put the pressure onto Serenity because they know that they're split up. XCG is now starting to put on a lot of defensive wards. Try to watch for these movements from Newbee.
I think as you say, it's going to be hard for Jinkyu to drop the hammer. See what he can do with it. Phase Meteor Hammer. All Wyvern. Towards the middle lane, XCG. Dives away.
I like this. I like the GPM a lot on Wyvern. Yeah. To be honest, I mean, 90s at level 10 is the higher
the level
version.
10
That's why it's only level 10.
For 60 damage.
Eh.
You know, think about how much money it costs to get an item that gets you 60 damage.
Fair.
It's not cheap. GGG.
I like GPM.
Has the Maelstrom. Finished up bottom lane. PYW was trying to TP out in the middle of the lane there, but KP comes out of the trees with a Malefice.
All of Newbee playing together. See ZYD trying to push up top, get as much farm as he can. XIQ dealing with the deep push in the mid lane. They're not looking to take an engagement.
CCC's got his Maelstrom done on top of the boosted travel. Mid lane, they want to open up. Winter's Curse onto Mugi. They've got the Meteor Hammer follow.
Oh, it wasn't timed well.
Oh.
He hesitated because it's a 2.5 second cast channel duration and a 4-second cursed.
Radiant's bottom
Yeah, he just put the dot.
tower is under
Put the top.
Okay.
I'm sure we'll blame it on the lag.
Radiant's middle tower has fallen. Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
There's the link tip.
Yeah.
Okay. There we go.
Okay.
And now they've got Ursa. Even if it's a support, They've got Weaver as well with the bug to tank. They can go for this Roche pretty easily. Yep. Let's see if the ZYD wants to go for some of a snatch. He's not the most healthy in mana, though.
Oh, we should go for it anyway. I mean, if he dies and gets Aegis, then you got mana to get back out. You just got to sort of...
They're smoking.
Yeah, they're not going to try for it. They don't get to the Roche in time. Aegis in the hands of Mugi.
They don't have Curse for 20. They're all smoked up, though, with all their other ultis. What can they find? Faith will be the target.
CCC diving forward. But the chains onto the clinks. He's focusing GGG. Kaka jumps in as well. GGG will fall. CYD drives by with a drag onto West CCC, but it's not enough damage or control to kill him off. Here's Mugi. Finds PYW. ZYD has to go for the TP back to base, and Xinkyu is still being chased. He'll TP. Have they got the damage? They don't. Xinkyu will be able to get back home safely. Build-wise, he is going to go for the Blink Dagger next.
So they got the Sia, but they lost 3 heroes. Phoenix actually jumped through and didn't have mana for a Supernova. So if you click Phoenix, you see 187 mana as he died. Yeah, he missed. Didn't get it. It doesn't matter. Didn't have enough mana. I think either way, they can't really take that fight. They don't have their curse available. I think right now, when they're at this much of a deficit, they need every single possible thing to bring them back in.
PYW again. Beats up on Mugi's there as well as SCCC. ZYD will zip forward, but Faith's there with the ult play, and ZYD just zips straight to heaven. He's
and
gone.
Now another one. XCG gets the egg, gets the curse,
the combo!
With the meteor hammer.
Hammer too! Serenity!
And there we go.
They've done it! They got a kill. But they're gonna still lose the team fight as they've got to back off. KP's in, thinks about the black hole, doesn't drop it.
Gives him a taunt instead. They get the combo. They got the combo.
It works. But it's got to work hard.
We'll see it again. We're going to see this again.
We'll see it again.
Beautiful. With the meteor hammer follow-up. Bam. They at least get one. Mugi's still very durable. Also had an Aegis, but...
Oh, and Kaka just finds himself GGG.
Wait, is he just solo killing him? Or was that with KP? No, that looks like it was not. He has a basher. Kaka has a basher.
This is a support Ursa. And
they're looking looking for more. KP and Kaka are on the prowl with SCCC jumping forward.
No, they found him. Jump forward, black hole, no messing from KP.
PYW is trying to get out. Oh my god. He ditched so fast.
Wait, did he? Oh no, he didn't have Fisher.
No, he'd used it before.
If he had Fisher, there would be some pings coming out from the Stolen Spirit, that's for sure. 20-9, 21 minutes, 15,000 lead for Newbee.
Kaka's about to have more net worth than the highest net worth, and there it is. More net worth than the highest net worth on Team Serenity's side.
Oh my goodness.
It's been grim, now it's looking extremely grim.
Said Serenity have been...
Curse.
That's not the combo.
I don't know if that one's going to connect. In time, gets stunned, gets interrupted. GGG looking for KP. Can't really
get back to base, yeah. Cannot afford to be messing around with them.
PYW is getting closer toward Blink. They really need this Blink Dagger for them to try to look for these setup plays. Still looking so difficult. Newbee playing very fast-paced and playing a lot oriented as a team, right? I feel like Serenity is really going for so many of these solo plays and keep getting picked off.
PYW not going to be saved by the cold embrace as SCCC straight in and on top of them. Bottom lane, GGG.
He almost had him. 80 HP.
The midnight pulse. KP with the wibbly wobbly taunty woo.
This game. Oh, now XCJ. There, see, I did it again. XCJ does go down.
Oh man, poor Serenity.
Now it's just starting. ZYD, the first hit bash, Kaka?
No, he didn't.
Yes, he did.
Oh, I didn't even see it. Oh. Sometimes you just have a rough one before the end of the day, and this certainly was it for Team Serenity.
I mean, I totally agree. It really does look like. It looks like a different team than we saw in the last game.
Maybe the MKB will change things. He's a long way.
Sorry for getting so excited, guys. I just saw an Ursa first hit bash. Stone Spirit. The support Ursa first hit bash.
This is a great game. It's because it's one of those games as well where all...
Oh no, XCJ.
He's fine.
Is he?
He's fine. He's got supernova.
Oh, he lives 9 HP. Oh.
He's got time lapse.
Time lapse. He still has 8 just 2. And in the meanwhile, Kaka does find XI and Q.
Oh, GGG. He's got a double damage rune.
Oh, got a creep as well.
The creep. And get
the dust
out.
is being put back. 4 seconds for KP's dust to come back up.
Oh, just keep yourself hidden.
They won't find.
Don't breathe. GGG.
How do they... A full Aeon disc now on SCCC, and they're constantly looking to just go for these dive plays. There is the blink on the shaker.
I mean, that's never gonna work.
Radiant's top tower
I mean,
is under attack.
Did he go for him?
He just went for him. I mean, he's gonna get bashed. He's never gonna kill him.
He really... He actually...
Oh my goodness. I mean, it's...
Top. Curse. XNQ still kind of trapped near them. Cold Embrace will come out.
Oh.
The heals as well.
Look at the heals. Oh, PYW. Oh, he's dead. Oh. Oh.
They get 2 though. Okay.
Okay, they got 2.
Radiant's top tower.
They got the Ember.
They did get
through
2.
the Aeon disc.
They're doing it. I mean, they're... that's a tier 2 channel gone as well. Newbee. Pushing on.
22k gold lead.
22k lead. 25 minutes in. But the thing is, I can feel it. There's still a chance for Serenity.
Dude, Newbee has 4 of the top net worth, and it's not by like a small.
But that's
it's not by a small margin.
There's 5 people in the team, Fog.
Wait, so are you hating on Faith?
Faith's got to step it up.
Faith is doing great.
No, he's dead.
It's true.
Right, who's died the most on Newbee?
Right, Faith.
Faith. Come on, Faith.
He's tanking the ganks.
Got to step it up, Faith.
He tanked that mid gank and turned it into a triple kill for his
Who's died the
team.
most on Team Serenity? Oh, they've all evenly died. Everyone's died like 7 or 6 times. Oh, here we go. This smoke play could be...
What do they have? They don't have any of their ults. They don't have Echo Slam. Okay, they have Curse.
They don't need to know that.
They have Curse. They have Curse. Oh, Kaka.
They've got him. Chain lock down, bam.
Nice. That's a big chunk of gold.
Serenity, mid lane as well. Look at this, the carry wipe, and he's in.
They're jumping far.
Look at the
one shot. Okay.
Wow. The perfect angular projection. Excellent.
Has Orchid finished on Storm Spirit now. Can actually look for plays around the map. Like, they can still kill Mugi if he finds him. There's no Lincolns, there's no BKB just yet.
Oh. 200 gold for GGG.
Little bit of something, man.
Tier 1 mid will be taken by Serenity.
Middle tower has fallen.
They're showing some signs of life. Slight. Getting some map control back in their favor. All kind of sitting around each other. And oh, they spotted Mugi. PYW wanted something. He had ZYD poured up. Mugi does back up though. Regen rune gets popped, and now the BKB is coming out on the courier. So will be much harder to kill him, at least with that Orchid.
GGG's got eyes on KP.
Okay.
TP in.
TP from Shaker. PYW. Oh, KP. He knew.
He did know. He didn't have vision. I think just straight up Spidey senses. They were tingling. Smoke play for Newbee now.
They've got a gem now on Kaka too. Roche is up in about a minute and a half. They're gonna check at first. And they've got Black Hole in about 15. Well, Serenity does have everything available.
SCC's in straight away. He's got the control onto GGG. That's gonna be a quick step for 50.
He's so squishy. He also needs a BKB really badly on this Clinks, and starting to get closer to it, but does die. Roche, thankfully, is not respawning just yet, so Serenity can be a little bit happy about that one.
Looking for Mugi. Mugi. He's got back up on the side. ZYD. It's been changed. He will silence the Ember Spirit. That is not going to buy enough time, though, with the Frostbite coming into play. Go for the Supernova, but Mugi just pops the BKB, takes down the eggs. Jinkyu goes for the Winter's Curse to hold back the Enigma, but they found him in the tree line. He's Cold Embrace, but he'll be taken down nonetheless. Serenity lose 4.
KP jump
maybe
forward.
more. They've got their eyes on PYW. The buyback coming out from ZYD. He's looking for the big zip in. Will go towards KP, but there's the bash from Kaka. So ZYD gets the zip back up, but he's out of mana and out of luck. Newbee causing ZYD to die back. 28k lead as Newbee pushing this top lane in towards the base of Serenity.
Oh, they see GGG. He's just farming mid lane.
Well, he was.
Okay.
This game getting more and more brutal.
I mean, that has to be the game, right? They might still try to fight, but it's a 30k gold advantage for Newbee. Things clearly not going the way that Serenity had wanted to.
No. He's back to the drawing board on the core Wyvern build.
Yeah.
Not sure about the hammer. Wasn't quite sold on it.
Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
So we're gonna try slowing them down here with some spells until their Storm and Clinks respawn. KP still has BKB, still has Black Hole available. So Newbee still more than ready to fight.
This slam.
Oh, slam on the BKB of the Ursa.
Sometimes your fingers slip.
GGG.
The base, SCCC. He's in and he's out. He does it with grace as well. Beautifully done. 2 sets of racks taken by Newbee.
Yep. They back up, take out shrines. They even have Roche available if they want to. That's Aegis and Cheese, but still 35k gold lead. They have more than enough to be able to just constantly take these fights.
Radiant's top shrine is under attack. Radiant's top shrine.
Be careful, top Serenity. Moogie. Heading in.
Gives a little hello. Backs away again. And now they'll make their way into the Roche. Alright, this is Serenity's chance, right?
They're gonna go for the big play.
They gotta get the 5-man curse into 5-man meteor hammer.
I don't know if they're gonna head there quick enough though.
It's already looking pretty dead, huh?
ZYD,
right, ZYD might go for it. He's in it.
Oh!
Didn't get it.
Didn't grab anything.
They were all picked up already.
SCCC trying to look for the chase, jumps forward with the blink. Same time back towards the middle lane. They've got the opening. KP actually goes down. Winter's Curse holding down Kaka. The Meteor Hammer follow trying to come in. They do manage to get the Supernova stun out onto all 3 of them. There's a buyback from KP. Shingy with the self-caught embrace trying to force down to the side, but the bash comes out. XCJ dives down. He's still alive for now, but they've lost GG. They've lost Jin-Q. XCJ is going to get jumped on. Or cancels the blink. That's smart.
ZYD able to jump forward and kill Faith in the meanwhile.
Oh, the Jukes.
Gets Black Hole though.
Oh, I'm watching this one. We'll watch this one as well if you want. The Bishop, not enough to save ZYD. Back to this action. Kaka did kill him. GG is cool. The game is over. Newbee will take both games in this 2-game series against Serenity.
It does. I think some form of exhaustion or something ended up happening in this. I think maybe in the beginning of the games things just started to go poorly and they were just like, all right, this is done. Because it really did seem like each one of them were just doing whatever they